and welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we are joined all the way from Dubai, Ryan Crowley. Ryan, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you very much for having me on here. I wish it could have been in a better circumstance.
I know, mate. I know. I mean, everything, it's gone all over Instagram. We've all seen the video. Just walk us through that day. What happened, mate? Tell us in your words.
Obviously, as you can see, probably been one of the worst days of my life. Well, to be honest, I was playing a training session with Charlie, as he's here in Dubai, Charlie Johnson, and I trained with Larry a few times, and we got some good sessions in. And I said to Larry, was like, "Oh, should we train back on Friday?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then Charlie asked me, he was like, "Oh, I've got a good videographer filming. Can we do chest?" And we were like arguing at the gym. We meet up at the gym. Yeah. And I was like, I wanted to do back. Larry wanted to do back. And then Charlie was like, "Oh, let's do chest. It's good for the old YouTube. You know, it looks big pump up, whatever."
Yeah. I
was like, man, I'm really not feeling chest. I did it a few days. Like, obviously it was like 3-4 days ago. I wanted to do back. And we're like, okay. We'll do chest.
Yeah.
So start a chest session. I'm not really a big incline barbell presser, if I'm honest. I have a bit of a bad left shoulder. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what the injury is, but over the last few years, it's kind of when it gets pumped, it's kind of inflamed and like pinches, like an impingement. Yeah. So I just kind of stay away from a barbell press. Like I normally use incline, like a pec deck, machines, everything, you know, or dumbbells, whatnot. And they were all like, "Oh, come on, let's barbell press for the video." And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. I'm doing it a long time, you know, like I'm trying to get bigger for next year or the end of the year to compete. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's do it. Let's work hard. So I did a load of warm up. Like I was warming up for 10, 15 minutes, which I never normally do. Did a set of the bar, did a set of a plate and a half, 2 plates, all feeling good. Did 3 plates, did 3.5, did 4 plates. I think I got 9 reps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And we were like, Larry did a 5 plate drop set. And
maniac. He's a maniac, isn't he? He's a maniac.
Yeah, I know, right? It was 5 plates, 4 plates, 3 plates, etc. Repped out. Whoa. Man, it's fucking good. And I was feeling good, you know. I was like, do you know what? I did 5 plates, believe it or not, a few years ago when I was in Slough and I was training with a friend of mine for like 2 reps on incline.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know why, but I was like, I felt I was really strong back then. Yeah. I was younger and whatnot. But I was like, okay, we'll do 5. You know, we're going on a good camera. Right? We're good. Trying to aim for 2 reps at least. And we were talking about Larry. I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. Cool. Anyway, put wrist straps on, put his elbow sleeves on. And I've never, elbow wraps, sorry. And I've never really used elbow wraps before. Mm-hmm. Apart from, I used it on the plate set. I was like, okay, feels good. Yeah. And obviously I went to unrack the bar on 5 plates and my bum slipped a bit. You know, I slipped. Okay. And I was like, whoa, Larry, let's put it back. Put it back. Let me reset and we'll go again. I need to lock in more, you know, because I moved too much and I was like, didn't feel stable. So we reset the bar, sat up again, a few more deep breaths, went down, we unracked the bar. I was just like, I'm just sort of that person that takes every rep slow, you know, like I want to be in control. Yeah. I'm not letting something control me. So on the first rep, like, okay, got the bar, let go. I'm going to like slowly come down and just press it up, right? As you can see, bang. And one of the most painful thing I've been through in my life.
Oh, it was sorry, the reason I want to interject is because sometimes I've heard, like I remember Zach Khan, I rang him just after he'd done it, and I was just complete coincidence. And he said when he snapped his quads on the hack squat, and he said I was laughing. He said because I didn't feel any pain. So you felt pain?
Oh, yeah, man, like really a lot.
Yeah.
I remember it. As you can see in the video, it's a bit more of a video than everyone's seen, to be fair too. But obviously we dropped the bar. Fucking God bless Larry. Just steel grip that fucking thing and stood there.
It's crazy.
Otherwise, I at least would have been paralyzed or dead probably because it would have landed straight on my neck or my chest and probably crushed me. think, to be honest. So yeah, I get up, I'm like, do you know what? I had goosebumps. I don't know if that was from the shock or something, but I just couldn't fucking believe it. I just started crying. I was fucking in agony. And I also like just started crying more because it's in my head. I'm like, fuck, I've ruined my bodybuilding career. You know, like it's what I lived for. Like I'm still young, you know, and whatnot. I was just like, started crying on Larry's shoulder, and I was like, fuck, man, like it's all over. I don't even have the money for surgery. I know that it needs to be done soon. If you do, like I've heard it over the years, and I'm in fucking Dubai, and it's fucked. And like literally my pec was, so my pec was like here, okay?
Yeah.
And there was a gap here from my collarbone all the way down.
Yeah.
I could fit my fist in here,
oh,
right
God.
here.
Sorry, I'm very squeamish. I'm very squeamish.
Like, I got photos, and there's just like a big sack of skin here.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. And I speak to Larry and Adam, his manager, like videographer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do, man? Like, and Larry's like, well, like Larry, God bless, fucking awesome dude. I don't know, a lot of people talk shit about him, but fucking, I got huge love for him, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, no worries, like whatever's going to happen, you're having surgery. As soon as we can get you in with the best surgeon here, we're not letting this ruin, you know.
Sorry, one second, Ryan. Can you just push the laptop back up, please? I can't see your eyes.
Sorry.
Cheers, mate. That's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, carry on.
So he said that, and obviously I'm still like, nah, my life's over, fucked. I don't like, in so much pain. They run over to get me some painkillers, and then I just sat there on the bench, like shaking with fucking like freezing cold. I don't know what happened. It was really weird.
It's shock, isn't it?
And
shock.
Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. And then one of the videographers rings my girlfriend, and well, I messaged her loads like, Meg, babe, and he didn't reply. And then he sent her a voice note, and he's like, oh, Ryan's injured. And like so she came to the gym. She was in bed, and like she told me she was thinking on the way here. She was like, oh, you know, he's probably just like fucking hurt his elbow or something. Anyway, like the whole gym's surrounded, like the gym stopped, the music's off, everyone's looking at me, and she's like shaking as she walks towards me, like she doesn't know what's going to happen. And she sees it, and she's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I was like, not that bad. Anyway, that goes past. And Adam rings a surgeon here in Dubai that works on, is like Rafa Nadal, Roger Federer, like the guy's even operating on his own mum. So like,
yeah, he's legit.
Good guy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, giving me a little bit of hope. So he rung him, and he was like, okay, he just flown in from somewhere because he was operating elsewhere in the world. And he was like, okay, I can see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Wow. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to go see some random surgeon in Dubai who's going to cut me open and just bodge it, you know?
Yeah.
So we went back to the hotel, came here, and I was laying on the bed. We got a lot of strong painkillers here in Dubai that you can just buy over the counter.
Great.
I'm fucking necking them, and I'm like, I can't even feel anything, to be honest, at the time. And laying down, and my girlfriend's like checking on me, and I was like, Meg, it's cramping, right? So my pec starts cramping, twitching, and like really cramping, right? And then it just fucking locks up. The pec moves from like here straight to here, completely, like my whole pec is here.
Sorry, was
my
this,
whole pec
sorry,
muscle.
I'm sorry to just
Literally.
clarify. Was that before or after surgery? Before.
This is before surgery.
Before surgery, right? Okay, I'm guessing that's because of the blood flow, because it's detached, isn't it? I'm guessing.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, when I left the gym, there was just a hole here. Right. And so this is my pec. Right. Anyway, we get back, and it cramps, and it just like starts thickening out and getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and it's pulling across my body. And then I swear to God, I'm laying there, it's touching my chin. Jesus. It's like the skin's swelling up. And there's so much pressure on it. You can't see my collarbone. Yeah. There's so much blood in here, whatnot. We rushed to the hospital here. It was King's College. It was a London one, you know, here in Dubai.
Yeah.
We go there to where the surgeon works at. And I told him that I'd spoken to the surgeon, and I'm getting in there now. And so they looked at me, and they tried to give me an MRI scan, but I couldn't fit in the machine. Like there was no way I was getting in there. No way at all. Yeah. I remember hearing Kevin Levrone say the same thing.
Yes. That's right, yeah.
and I couldn't get in there. So they were like, "Shit, what are we going to do?" Because obviously we don't really know what's going on. We can see that you got a pec tear, but like, what's going in? And so the surgeon was like, "Just do an ultrasound of the soft tissue." Like he trusted his judgment enough to get an ultrasound to be able to see like what's actually going on. So they did an ultrasound scan, and the guy was like jaw dropped. He's looking at like my whole pec ruptured, my tendons hanging off, like snapped in half, barely a tendon in here. And you can see his face, and like then I'm like, oh shit, you know. And so anyway, we stayed overnight that night, and the next day was the surgery. The surgery was at 4 p.m. So literally 29, 30 hours after I did it, which is pretty fucking fast, eh?
Yeah.
I've never had a surgery in my life, and I need one on my nose, and I never had it because I was so scared of going under anesthesia.
Yeah.
And I fucking shit myself. Obviously, I just, you know, whatever. So we're in hospital. Guy comes in, talks about it. He's like, "Yeah, you've completely torn your pec straight off the bone. You've torn the pec off the tendon, and the tendon snapped in half."
Okay.
So like, absolutely destroyed my whole chest.
Yeah.
And like, one of the worst, pec tears he's ever seen. And he's like, maybe a 1 hour surgery.
Wow.
And it takes 5 hours. It took 5 hours. So my girlfriend sat there waiting. Obviously, I've got no other family here in Dubai.
Yeah.
Like she was told, yeah, I'll be able to do it in 1 hour. And like 1 hour's gone past. She sat there, fucking hell, it's not come back. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then he messages her and he's like, "Hi, Megan." And then half an hour later, said nothing else. And she's like, fuck. Anyway, it's like, "Come down and see him." Well, come down to see me. She goes down. He turns around and he's like, like this. And so she's like, "Oh my God." He's like, he's died or something, you know?
Oh, God. Yeah, just prepare a little bit more, right? Guys. Come on.
I know. And he was like covered in blood, she said. He couldn't believe how hard the surgery was.
Wow. Okay.
And the whole team of surgeons in there are like surgeons that do this sort of thing for a living. And they all told him while he was doing the surgery, "There's no way you're going to be able to fix that pec."
Yeah.
No, just like it's irreparable. And he was like, "Nah, I'm going to do it." So bless him. He took 5 hours. 5 hours. But he fixed my pec. He fixed it. So he actually filmed it. There's a video of him in surgery where he's cut me open and he's pulling. No, legit. Legit.
No. That'd be like
so,
a horror film, mate.
The pec, obviously, they call it a stump in the surgeon world, where the stump then attaches to the bone. Yeah. But I assume that's kind of like the tendon, whatever. Yeah. He was like, "There's nothing there." He had to sew the pec up across and like spread it across, and then make a stump to be able to drill it back into my bone. And he managed to. And the video of him is pulling on my pec, showing how strong it is before he drills it into my bone. Yeah. And anyway, he starts.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm very squeamish with stuff like this, Ryan. But I want to hear it.
You tell me this, and I'm like, I haven't even watched the video. Bear in mind, I haven't even watched the video of me tearing my pec. It's all over the world.
You've not seen it?
News. I haven't watched it.
Oh, do you know what it was, right? It was the fact that it was the noise, and it was your reaction, the way you jumped, and the way that Larry just so quickly. It was like, it's shocking. It's really shocking, mate. I put it in the show a couple of episodes ago, and I said, "Guys, be warned. This is graphic. You know, this is because it's a real. You see, it's just like everything's fine. Douche, everything's not fine."
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, before we go back onto that, what was I saying? So yeah, he sewed the pec up, sewed it up, spread it across, attached it to the bone, and I come out of surgery. Yeah. And I wake up and apparently I'm screaming at the top of my voice, so they put me asleep again. Yeah. And then I wake around again a few hours later after the anesthesia's worn off, and I'm like bright red, drenched in sweat, vomiting, severely vomiting everywhere. And my girlfriend's like there trying to shout at the doctors because the nurses aren't really helping me. And I swear to God, I think I'm dying. Yeah. I can't believe it.
I bet you was your heart rate very elevated from the...
Absolutely. I was drenched. I felt like I was going hypo. mate, like unreal.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Anyway, like they sorted me out and whatever. And then a few hours later, I remember waking up in the room, and I couldn't feel my legs or my arms. And
Oh God.
I'm like, holy fucking shit! What have they done? Like I'm fucking paralyzed or something. Like, all right, you fixed my pec, but I can't fucking walk.
Look, I hope they didn't wheel you into the wrong place, give you a sex change or something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no, took you into the wrong theatre. Oh no!
Imagine that sort of shit scares me. Though,
yeah, shit, in a foreign country. Yeah.
So
you don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, I wake up and I'm like, the first thing I'm like, shit, I can't feel my legs. I'm in so much pain. Yeah. And they're like, okay, it's just the anesthesia. It'll wear off. But it took 2 days for me to be able to feel my legs and my arms.
Oh God!
And so I was really fucking messed up from that.
What was going? What was going through your mind during those 2 days? Take us through it.
I mean, honestly, I don't really know, and it really took me a while for me to actually hit me mentally, kind of what happened or what I've been through, even though I was like really scared. But I don't really know. I just I thought I didn't go to some guy down the road. This is especially the best guy in Dubai for this. And they told me it was anesthesia and he's fixed my pec and everything's good, but it was fucking extremely hard. So I was like, okay, cool. Like just trying to be as positive as I can because I was, for me, absolutely devastated, So I officially finally wake up, like not off my head on painkillers. I kind of remember what went on, and I spoke to my girlfriend, and she told me what he said and whatever, and I was just locked in this bed for 3 days? 3 days after surgery. We were in 5 days total after surgery, and then we came out.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to say that it was such a traumatic experience for him, and seeing such a thing so ruined,
Wow.
So I honestly can't believe how it looks right now. It's still very swollen.
Yeah.
But I've got a pec.
To be honest, if you took that plaster, if I put my hand over the plaster there and I close one eye, you look normal. You got a bit of bruising, but that looks.
Yeah.
To be honest, when you came on camera, I was expecting more of a scene of devastation. I was expecting to see kind of what I thought I would see, something really not, but that looks really good.
My whole obliques and my waist and my bicep and everything is still black.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Drained down by gravity, So yeah, the whole surgery was a huge traumatic thing for me. I can't believe it, but I pray to God that it all went well, and hopefully, I think we're going to get there.
Yeah. Do you know what? When I saw that happened, and when you said to her that the tendon, I was like, actually, if he gets a good surgeon, that's better. A tendon tear is actually probably more preferable to a muscle tear, because a muscle tear, it'll cause a hole and it causes a lot of disfigurement of the muscle. But when Kevin Navrone, he was 500-pound benching, flat benching, and that was and he had the tendon. It was a revolutionary surgery, and they reattached it into the armpit. And as you know, that was in 1993. He went on to have a 13-year unbelievable career. So it looks good. You've had good surgery. You did the tendon, not the muscle. And so how are you feeling now about moving forward with everything?
Still kind of very similar. I don't know, very scared. So today I had my first rehab physiotherapy session. So it was literally the first time they've moved my arm out of the sling cast, whatever, since the surgery. And my hand's very locked up. My elbow was very locked up, and he's barely moving my arm a little bit like this, and it's I can feel it's really stretching, like a deep stretch in here.
Pulling.
And again, so elbow extension of my elbow should be fine, but in my head I'm I haven't moved it for a week. It's fucked,
Yeah.
So he straightens my arm out, and then he's like, okay, now curl it back up with your bicep, because I tore my bicep too.
Oh wow, okay.
Minor bicep tear. Yeah. I didn't need surgery, but I did. So I'm I've got a straight arm for a few minutes, and I'm in my head I'm trying to move it up, but I just didn't move. Yeah. And then slowly it starts moving, and I'm whoa. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but right now the scar this is one thing. Like now I'm like, damn, like because obviously the Kevin O'Vrone, it was done through his armpit.
Yeah.
And I saw that afterwards, and I was like, shit, maybe I should have told him maybe the armpit. But his point of view was, I can give you a bigger scar, but a better pec. I can give you a smaller scar, but maybe the pec won't be as good. So his point was like, I basically said to him, look, I need this to be perfect. I need the muscle to be there, like no holes in it, whatnot. And he just kind of made a big scar. Like he's done it as well as he could. Yeah. It's completely through my armpit, and it comes up like right to here.
Yeah, but that's just scar. That's not disfigurement, is it? That's just a scar.
Yeah, obviously just scarring. So hopefully maybe once, yeah. And I don't really know how it would work going forward from now, and like how it's finally going to look. But I don't think, I'm praying that there won't be like that hole, that everyone has.
Yeah.
Because I know I tore the muscle from the tendon and the tendon from the bone, but like you're saying, like you're right. Some people tear their pec here and they've got a hole here, right? But I'm hoping that if there is any muscle damage, it's like over here and it's not something you can see. Like I still have a pec, like muscle belly,
Yeah.
So, but obviously it's still very swollen, so it could be hiding some holes.
I noticed on your Instagram a lot of pros commenting, giving you support. I mean, it was just a list of name after name after name. Have you spoke to? I mean, I'm thinking about the ones that were kind of had pec tears and kind of came from it and still went on to have amazing careers. And the two that immediately spring to mind are Kevin O'Vrone and Tony Freeman. Have you spoke to either of them?
I spoke to Kevin. Yeah, I did speak to him.
What did he say? What did he say?
That like just take it slow, not be impatient, and don't try and rush anything. Obviously I'm young and whatnot, like, and just let it heal. And that was kind of mainly it, to be honest. But obviously I knew his story. He told me about what happened and everything, and it's very, very motivating for me, I also spoke to Callum Vermonger about his 2 injuries, because obviously he'd been through a lot, and it was very like physique changing for him, and I just wanted to kind of get like more mindset, mental support, like trying to about my life kind of thing,
Because thing is, I mean, because how old are you? You're 23, correct?
Yeah. I'm 23.
23. So, So, I mean, what's your height and weight at the moment?
6'3", 190 centimeters, and like when I was doing that chest, I was 328 pounds on a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just can't believe it, it was always in my mind about this sort of thing happening, and just never really thought it would be me. And obviously it was me, and it was extreme. And obviously it's like literally gone viral. The whole world's seen it. Like I walk around Dubai and people coming up to me, oh my God, it's the pec guy.
Pec guy. Pec guy, no way.
It's like you. It's like you.
Do you know what, Ryan? It's like with this is obviously a completely different scenario, but like Samson Dawodu, when he had all his issues last year, I said to him, I came on the show a few months ago, and I said, look, Samson, I said, the way that you deal with these adversities is actually, it can dictate how big your fan base becomes, and how, because if you, like Kevin O'Vrone 93, that story of where he tore his pec and then 5 months later comes into the Olympia bigger than he was the year before, takes 5th place, and then goes and win, and it's like there's a storyline there. So it's like now you can turn this negative into a positive, you really can.
Absolutely, that's absolutely the biggest thing is I cannot believe it. I went into surgery with 62,000 followers on Instagram. I came out of surgery, and like once I'd fully woken up, Megan was like, Ryan, you got 95,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
So, what? I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Obviously, I don't want to be like, I've got loads of followers from this, because it's traumatic for me.
Yeah.
So I absolutely am so grateful for the support. Like I keep saying, like thank you so much to everyone. Like it really is helping me through it, because for me it's really extremely traumatic. Especially even from the top guys. Like I'm very close with Flex Lewis and obviously Jay Cutler, and like Flex gave me a load of advice again about the whole because he knows me very well, and I like over the years I've been very mentally unstable, and he's helped me through some bad times. And I'm the person that wants to put across on Instagram, like when I'm not okay, I tell people I'm not okay. Like if I'm crying on Instagram. Because for me, like when I first started bodybuilding, everyone was kind of, the people I looked up to, everyone was okay. Everyone was positive. And for me, I was like, why am I so shit? Like, why am I so negative? So for me, I was like, I have to portray that some things are wrong, some things are bad, and everyone can see it, you know? That's what I always wanted to do. And so he spoke to me about the whole thing, and he was like, bro, I can't believe it, whatever. And I was like, yeah. And I was obviously, my first few stories, I was like crying about it. Yeah. And he was like, but please, man, like, this is your time now to use this horrific event to gain fans, gain followers, and continue your story, you know? Like, I did my first show when I was 16. I've done 22 bodybuilding shows now already. I've competed in like 8-9 different countries already. Yeah. I've been so close to my pro card, like 1-2 points off 5 times now. And like, again, it's just building that story, right? So, and without this happening, I kind of, it's benefited a lot of things. So for one, I've now got 152,000 followers on Instagram. So I gained 90,000 followers in a week.
Wow. Okay.
My profile has had 2 million profile views, 2 million in the last 6 days.
Shit.
My posts have been seen by 28 million people.
Okay.
I've had like thousands and thousands of messages. And obviously, going back to the whole surgery thing, Larry did the GoFundMe, right? Because I'm 23. I don't have $40,000 in my bank.
Is that what it
costs?
Not rich. Is that what it costs?
$37,000 it was.
Shit. Okay, that's really decent of Larry. To be honest, like you said about Larry, I absolutely love Larry. I think he's amazing. I think what he does is incredible. And he comes across, he seems like a well-humoured, decent kind of guy, you know? So that's really nice that he did that for you, though. That's really great.
Do you know what? Like,
and that he caught the bar.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
When I first met him, he was very like, yo, bro. And I was like, you gonna say anything else? Or like very like, not much to say, but obviously now I've got to know him over time and good friends, and he's such a great guy, you know? Yeah. But yeah, so he did the GoFundMe. I couldn't believe it. Again, when I woke up from surgery, like really woke up, Megan was like, Ryan, we've raised $12,000 already. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. And then obviously it went up to 30 something thousand in the end. And I was just like, man, I can't believe it. You know, so many people are donating like anonymously too. Yeah. And I was like, it was madness, you know? And I think, I'm obviously not using this as a reason, but like everyone that knows me knows that like the kind of genuine, humble, grateful, respectful person I am. And like, for me, I'm like, do you know what? That's why people did it, because I give the best version of myself to everyone. Yeah. Anyone asks me a question, message, anyone wants to train, whatever, I'm always like, yeah, let's do it. Of course, bro. Yeah. You know, like,
plus I think, sorry, go on. Continue.
I've had so much hate from the GoFundMe, from the pec tear, from it going viral in newspapers around the world. Like people that I thought were friends in and out of bodybuilding, people here in Dubai that I'd met at the gym, like that we talk to every day, people that I don't know, you know, like top pro bodybuilders talking shit about me on their story. And like, maybe we shouldn't have used the GoFundMe, but it's not like it was forcing people to help me. You know, it was people that wanted to help me because they had some extra cash and they want to see me excel. You know, which absolutely grateful for. And I think given up what's gone on in the last year with the pandemic, and there's been such a like the whole world's kind of for some people it's turned to shit really the last year or so, and I think to see someone like yourself, you're young. You've flown out, you're getting out and about, you're connecting with all your friends, all these people. To see something happen like that, I think people maybe just thought, do you know what? I think because I think a lot of people are reassessing their lives and what's important and you know, and be kinder, and you know, for someone to send something anonymously, they just think, do you know what?
the world's in enough of a bad place at the moment. Let's just try and be a bit kinder to each other. But I'll be honest, Ryan. When I first saw the video, I did roll my eyes. I thought it was horrific. I was horrific because we don't know each other. We've never spoke before. I was like, here we go, another Instagram guy trying to do a Larry Wheels. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to get you on, Ryan, because even though it's a big story at the moment, I wanted to hear it. I wanted to look you in the eye and I wanted to hear it from you because sometimes we do make instant judgments. We scroll on Instagram, we see booty pics and whatever, and that's just my account. And, and I think it's so easy to pass judgment. So for someone to make a hateful comment, like I was a bit like, my first question to myself was, what does he normally incline? But what's he doing? 3.5 plates, and then he's just trying to do a Larry Wheels. But that's why I wanted to get on, because I wanted to hear your side.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people have said the same thing, they're like, well, you don't need that much weight to build muscle, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, like I know I haven't done 5 plates a lot and very rarely. It's been a long time since I did it. But in my head, I did 4 plates easily. And I'm there with Larry Wheels, we're filming and I'm like feeling strong and I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
There was no, I'm absolutely 100%. Ask anyone that knows me. I have no ego, no matter what, like ever. It's not me. I wasn't ego lifting like everyone seems to think. It was just me trying to push myself, hit some extra fucking weight and work hard, because if I'm not pushing myself as much as I can be, then I'm clearly not going to get anywhere, am I?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ronnie,
the risk.
What, we saw that video of Ronnie Coleman doing the 800 pound for 2 reps. I mean, that could quite have easily have happened to him every time he picked up a pair of 200-pound dumbbells. But I actually said in the episode last time, I said, Ronnie Coleman's Ronnie Coleman, Larry Wheels is Larry Wheels. Don't do the things that they do. But sometimes, you're a young, hungry athlete. You're traveling around. You're looking to push yourself. You're training with this guy that does crazy shit 10 times a day on Instagram. And he's had and Larry's had injuries too.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine. I just when you sometimes you become a product of your environment. You train with someone strong or you put yourself in a powerlifting gym, you're going to start training heavier and heavier and heavier. And the thing is, you are you're over 300 pounds. You're not a small guy, so, but I was just like, oh man, when it happened, it was just like, so what are you doing? What was the why are you out in Dubai?
Well, originally I was living in America for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
I went home to see my parents. I'm still sorting out my visa for the USA. I have an apartment in Tampa.
Okay.
I was living with BPAC and training at MI40 for the last year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been out there, and I went home for Christmas to see my parents.
Yeah.
Because I'm very close to my parents, as a lot of people know.
Yeah.
And I went back, and then I tried to get back, and because of COVID, I couldn't get back in.
Right.
So for me, it was kind of that, come to Dubai for 2 weeks to fly to America. So we came here to fly on to America.
Right.
And I'd been here, came here, and I'd been here 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, it's nice here. There's a lot of people here right now. Yeah. It will help me if I'm networking and in the right places with, bodybuilding career and Instagram and everything, to get a few workouts on me with people, YouTube, whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was all going well, and it was nice here, good weather, no rain. But at this time, I was still trying to work my way into America.
Yeah. And
then I found out that I can't go yet. So I was like, okay, so do I fly back to the UK where everything's closed, where the gyms are closed, where I can't really train? And
that's right. Rub it in.
And or do I stay here until I can go to America?
Yeah.
So I was like, I found the cheapest hotel I could find in Dubai. I've rented the cheapest car, and I've been staying here for nearly since January the 2nd or something.
Oh, wow.
So nearly 3.5 months. Yeah, for 3 months, whatever. So yeah, I've been here since then, and I'm still waiting to go back to America.
Right.
To get the visa, and so that's why I'm here.
So, how are you supporting yourself then?
Well, I have a few sponsors. My parents help me.
Okay.
I do online coaching. I've got clients. I train people in the gym here.
Good.
So yeah, like I don't have a lot of money. I literally just get by.
Yeah.
But again, I remember the whole Dorian Yates, Jay Cutler. I'll do what I got to do to be able to bodybuild, like before I can try and make it. So. That's kind of it. But yeah, it's just magically changed my life right now.
Do you know what this turning point? I think there's almost like you've been presented with like two directions. You can go down the direction of, you could go down and your career could fall by the wayside, or this could either basically I'm saying this could make you or break you. This whole situation, because positives,
absolutely.
like you've just said in this interview, positives have come from this, Ryan. So it's up to you to now take that to the next level, So.
Yeah, I know, of course. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely trying to understand that it's definitely changed my life a lot, and definitely probably going to help my bodybuilding, because so many people have reached out to me and followed me right now that aren't even bodybuilders, so definitely help my platform in terms of that. But also, I just go on.
I would say take some time for yourself as well to just try to absorb all this, because yes, there's good things that can come from this, but at the same time, I would allow yourself a bit of time to just relax a bit, rather than thinking, right, okay, I've got to, and also, like you said, be open and honest and document your recovery, because Zach Khan did that for Nutrex when he did his accident, and he kind of ended up giving more value to Nutrex by charting he basically documented his recovery from start to finish, and he did it when he was having bad days, he'd say, look guys, I'm having a really bad day at the moment, today's not gone how I wanted it to go,
Sorry, my laptop's about to die.
It's all right, mate. Well, we'll wrap up in a minute anyway, but I just wanted to...
No, there's definitely more I wanted to add to the story.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds, sorry.
All right, mate, no worries.
Can you put that there? Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, I don't have an arm to pull me forward, so.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but this is the thing is I don't actually do YouTube, and something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm definitely going to document this process and talk about it, because I've had so many messages about whatnot and how can people stop this from happening to them, and am I going to train heavy again, and all this sort of things. But again, like I was saying to I wasn't ego lifting. I didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was just one of those freak things.
Yeah.
And now I'm very sort of one of those guys that's like, everything happens for a reason. I've had some great things, some absolutely awful things happen in my life. And I'm still trying to understand what actually happened. So right now I'm kind of like, do you know what? I think this happened to propel my life in a way that maybe it wasn't going to, because right now for my visa, it's kind of helped me a little bit, right? I've got a huge more following. There's articles on Google everywhere about me, YouTube videos. I know Instagram verified me with a fucking blue tick because I tore my pec.
No way! I saw the blue tick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow! What a couple of weeks.
It's definitely had and right now I'm so hungry to come back and completely obliterate this. Yeah. Like there's a lot of, but even before this happened, there's a lot of guys in the UK and around the world of bodybuilding saying that I lie about my weight. I don't. I proved it by I got on the scales and I showed everyone how much I weighed, because there's a lot of podcasts talking a lot of shit about me. And
they spoke. I'm not mate, that same podcast that talks shit about me, so don't worry about it.
But yeah, I'm not that guy. I don't lie, like everything's straight up with me. Anything you ask me, I'll tell you straight. So yeah, I just think that I'm going to make a YouTube, I'm going to document it, I'm going to help as many people as I can, and it's going to be a fuck you to the people that give me negativity. It's ruined your bodybuilding. Yeah, I'm going to fucking come back. I'm going to get on that incline bench. I'm going to definitely go. Maybe not 5 plates.
Yeah, I wouldn't start back at 5 plates, because otherwise it'll be 1.5 rep. Douche.
I know. So today I saw the rehab physio guy, and he's like, he wants me back in the gym straight away. Like tomorrow, he's like, dude, I need you to go in there and train your other side of the body, train your legs. Okay. It's going to help with the blood flow, like nutrient delivery to your pec, and it's going to help the rehab. And I was like, are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure?
Do you know? I remember like even things like nutrition and things like gear usage. Like I remember when Zach did his knees, he had because he had casts on his legs, and he had holes drilled in his, and he was having pharmaceutical GH injected because it helps with tendon strength, and it helped with the repair. It did help with the repair because that's what it's used for burns victims and stuff like that, for sort of cell regeneration and stuff like that. But I think things like nutrition, supplementation. And the thing is, you think about, like, if you look at, say, like Dorian Yates, snapped his biceps, snapped his triceps, still managing to win 6 Olympias. Flex Wheeler in 1994 had a car accident, broke his neck. Took him, a good year or two to really get back, but it didn't hurt his career. Kevin Navarone tore his pec. If you really look at every single athlete at some point in their career has something they have to overcome. And I think that's what you're at now, which is something that, like I said, if you document it and you do it really with open honesty, I think you're gonna get more than just a jump up in followers. I think you're gonna get real support and people really rooting for you.
That's it. Like, obviously my goal is, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, do you know what, I'm gonna be Mr. Olympia straight away. But obviously for me, it was to get the pro card, to compete at the pro shows, win a pro show, and be the top flight of bodybuilding. It's been my dream since I was 15, and whatnot. And again, tragedy happened and whatnot. And now I'm trying to understand myself. I'm like, okay, this is a setback. It's like a catapult, a bow and arrow. It's going to pull me down. Yeah. It's going to throw me in the gutter, but it's going to throw me so much further ahead than I was before. Yeah. I just have to think about it smartly in which way I'm going to do that, But yeah, so again, with training my body, I'm going to go back and start training lightly my other body parts. But hopefully was it 3 months he said? I think he said 2 to 3 months, he wants me to start trying to train this side of my body. Obviously, like resistance bands and extremely light weights. Yeah. But he thinks in 8 months maximum, he thinks I'll be back to full strength in 8 months. Hopefully I can do it sooner than that. My target in my head is maximum back to absolute normal by 6 months. Obviously I'm not going to rush anything. That's what I'm not trying to do, but yeah.
Do you know, I spoke to Branch Warren once at the, it was a gas party in the middle of, it was over for Body Power. And I said to him, because he tore his quads, and I said, one of his legs, and I said, Branch, I noticed one of your recent videos, I said, you're still using that really like choppy form. And I said, don't you worry, you're going to tear it again. And he says, no. He says, firstly, that style of training is what built the muscle in the first place. He says, and when a tendon is reattached, it actually reattaches stronger.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was.
So yeah, you're going to come back stronger, like I said, but it's just that interim period where you have to deal with things on a day-to-day basis, and you have to be patient, But I think I think you can turn this into a positive, mate. I think you already have, and I just, like I said, you got to focus on the positive, and just focus on that.
That's what I'm trying to do, and now I'm scared to tear the other pec, to be honest, because I'll actually add to the story and say that probably 2 years ago, I was incline benching with a bar warming up, and I felt like a sharp twitch in here. And then I stopped training that day. I went home and actually had a 70% like belly tear. Oh shit! But you can't even see it. Yeah. It's I think is it a longitudinal or something? It was a tear that was the way with the muscle, so you can't see it or something.
Okay.
So when this pec tear tore, I was like,
shit.
I was like, damn, could have been that one.
Yeah.
This one's much weaker.
Yeah.
So I was shocked about that, but. It is what it is. And
the thing is, it's good that you did it doing 500 pounds, because I've heard Vince Taylor tore his bicep backstage curling a 10-pound dumbbell. I remember John Citrone telling me he snapped his calf when he was posing on stage doing a readable bicep. So at least you did it with a cool amount of weight. You didn't do it with a plate, and that was that on camera as well.
Well, that's it, right? There's a lot of people that have seen bad injuries over the years. There was that. Who was that other guy who really tore his pec really badly? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. And but a lot of people have said to me, this is the worst gym training thing I've ever seen. I was like, I haven't even watched it, so I don't know.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I don't really, right now, I'm kind of very in the gutter at the moment. Not like mentally, because I'm being okay. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like food and stuff, and I'm kind of very just trying to chill out a little bit and give my body a bit of a break, because I've never really been one of those people, I've always competed year after year. I'm always like, I'm either growing or I'm dieting. I've never really had that sort of like deload sort of thing. So I'm trying to do that right now, and see what happens. And I've got rehab 3 times a week with the physio guy, the surgeon recommended me.
Yeah.
There's a cryotherapy place here called Cryo in Dubai that are going to do localized cryo on it, and I'm going to go in the cryo chamber, and it's going to help with inflammation and recovery a lot. Brilliant. Too. So hopefully we can get along somewhere very soon.
Do you know what you need to do? You need to get yourself a new routine and stay in it for your mental health, for your physical recovery. If you can do a bit of cardio, like you said, to get the blood flow going. Keep up with your and also just if you've got extra time where you be in the gym, put that into your YouTube. Maybe put that into filming or editing, or just put in the camera on your laptop, and then just talking openly when you're having a bad day, just as much as when you're having a good day. Because I think that will dictate how well you do when you come through the other side.
Yeah, definitely. That builds the Jay Cutler, Flex Lewis fan base, and those two were wons that implemented that in me very from the start.
There you go.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm very scared of it. I'm very scared to move it. I'm struggling sleeping too, because as soon as it moves, it like twitches, and I feel like it's cramping. It really freaks me out. So that's a bit of a worry too. Well, but again, going through it, I know it was extremely devastating, but I cannot believe the support I've got from everyone, and I'm extremely grateful.
Focus on
especially for the GoFundMe was incredible. Big shout out to Boohoo Man, who actually donated $10,000 to the fund. So the guy is here in Dubai, and I see him in the gym every day, but I've never said anything to him. I didn't actually know who he was, or young guy. I see him in the gym every day. Wow. And actually, funnily enough, the day before I tore it, I spoke to him for the first time. I was going to the toilet. He was with a friend of mine. I was like, "Hi, man, Ryan, nice to meet you."
Yeah.
And then obviously the next day this happens, and then like 10 hours later, he's put $10,000 down for my surgery. And I was like, "Look, dude," I sent him a huge message, and I was like, "Look, dude, I don't know how to put this into words.
Yeah.
Like, you've given me $10,000 for my rehab and the surgery, but like whatever you need, you name it, and you've got me." I cannot explain how grateful I am, definitely to him as well, and everyone that donated, because without it being done so quickly, I don't think it would have ever been fixed. The surgeon said if it wasn't done within a few days, it would have like started to heal up and like dry, and there was no way he would have been able to stretch it across my body. So.
Do you know what, Ryan? I'm really glad you got on, because I like to be open-minded about things. But like I said, I was one of the ones that kind of just the eye roll is like, here we go again, more Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest and straight with you, mate. But I just thought, you know what? I want to hear his side just so I can hear it. And, and I'm so glad, because you've really gone into real detail here about, and with real openness. And I really appreciate, I really respect that, mate. I'm really glad you came on. I think it's things like this, like with the honesty and the openness and the frankness. I think it'll really, if you stick with that and don't change that and never, then I think it's really going to help your career and everything you do in the future, mate.
I do. Thank you very much for having me. And I do believe so too. I mean, I've always been the same. I'll always be the same. I've got great parents. They definitely raised me very well. And my mom and dad love bodybuilding now. Like, she's the first one. No, I'm not joking. Like, they're not gym people, but like my whole bodybuilding life, if the Flex magazine came through the door, she opens it before I was back from school, or she's like, "Oh, Ryan, have you seen this? Have you seen Flex's new gym in Vegas?" It's just amazing, and like I just love it so much and whatnot. But you know how hard it is to live without like being able to move this side of your body. I can't believe it. So many things I can't do, like even sitting up. My girlfriend has to help me up. She's got to put my shoes on. She's got to cut my food up. Yeah, it's madness. But again, can't put the laptop out.
And I'm hoping you've got a bidet. No, I asked Carl what's that, and I won't even tell you the answer he gave me.
She helps me with that too, actually. And even in the shower, I can't shower, so she's there giving me a good scrub.
She's definitely a keeper then, mate. Definitely a keeper.
She is.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan Crowley, thank you so much. Anything else you want to say?
No, I was just going to say there's definitely a lot more I can talk about, but I think that's probably all that everyone wants to listen to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a highlight on my Instagram of the whole thing, and I'm gonna keep posting it because I know everyone's like, oh, he's talking about his pec tear again, but it's more like, do you know what? 90,000 people followed me after I tore my pec, and there's a reason why these people follow me because either one, they want to see me go to greatness, or they want to learn from that they don't do that, or maybe they've done that and they want to learn something. So I'm very like, do I talk about it or do I not? I don't want to wind people up, but I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to turn my page into a rehab pec tear guy.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying in 2010, that's what Zach Khan did. Because he was like, because we Flex magazine, they dropped him straight away, and he was like, and Nutrex, and he said to Nutrex, he says, look, rather than you kind of drop me, why don't I change my approach of marketing myself, and I'll do like he did like, I think it was 2 or 3 videos a week, and he gave a different kind of value to his sponsors, and it's and in the end, it was to his benefit. He turned it around. So if you're smart, you can do that, So. So what I think we should do is, I reckon in a few months' time, I'm going to get you back on, and I want to hear that the kind of honesty you've given me now. And I want you to take me right through, say, the next 3 months. I want you to take me right through it, and we'll talk about it. And and it's probably cathartic for you as well, and therapeutic, and and then we can just basically talk about your journey in several months' time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, sounds great to me. I really appreciate you guys having me on because I know obviously the guys that followed me have seen the video. Everyone's seen the video. There's hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, on TikTok, on whatnot, and they all had the same response that you did. Most of it was, oh, it's a guy trying to ego lift again. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get across is it wasn't that, I'm not that dickhead. Like, why would I do that? Like, I know that's very dangerous for me. It's very detrimental to my bodybuilding career. And that's not what I set out to do. So that's just me. Maybe next time, if I was to rewind the clock, I probably wouldn't do it again. But it's a very fine line between what's enough to be able to build this life-changing physique and what's not, It's very difficult. Try
telling that to Ronnie Coleman. Do you know what I mean? Every day, exactly. Guys like that, like Sean Clarita, the way he trains. If you look at his body weight compared to what he's lifting, every day he's going in and he's risking the kind of injuries Absolutely. That it can happen to a lot of bodybuilders that really are who really are pushing themselves to do the best. Dorian Yates, he cut his career arguably quite short. He had a 7-year pro career with 2 pretty bad injuries. He tore his quad, his shoulder problems. Sometimes that's just the nature of the beast and just part of the process. You've got to push yourself. Otherwise, are you ever going to be able to look back on your career when it's all said and done and say, yeah, I really, really pushed myself to my limits and beyond?
That's absolutely it, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to defer away from is everyone be like, oh, you couldn't do it. You shouldn't have done it, all that. And I'm like, well, I'm maybe answering a question. Yeah, exactly, right? It's just...
Yeah. All right, then, mate. This has been absolutely. This has been really good. I'm really glad I got you on now. And
thank you so much.
Just take care, mate. Take some time for yourself and just get yourself a new routine and just. And I just wish you all the very best, mate, for this next few months. We're all rooting for you. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you so much. You too. I do appreciate it a lot. And again, like you said, when you want to talk to me again, we'll definitely go through the steps of the process of my story to greatness, hopefully. So. Yeah.
Well, this is the beginning. So this is just the beginning. So let's see what happens. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much.
All right then, mate. Care. Thank you, Ryan. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined for this very special split screen, JD Dawodu and Eddie Abbew. Yes! Hello.
What's going on? I'm here with me and the youngster. What's going on?
How are you guys?
JD, can I just ask you a quick question? Did you go put the jumper on because you're cold? I know when you get older, you get a bit colder.
Of course, you got to protect the joints. You know it. I'm wondering why the video started and you just took your glasses on when you know you can't see shit. How many fingers have I got up? How many fingers have I got?
4. Let me look again.
Yeah, that's better.
Straight.
We got to embrace age. You see, I'm just letting this go. I don't care. You know, we got to embrace it. Don't try fighting it, man.
JD, I can see you better with the glasses off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Eddie, why are you wearing your mum's glasses, mate?
Why am I wearing what?
Why are you wearing your mum's glasses?
Well, she left them to me before she died, and I thought I'm going to wear them for the rest of my life. I don't even need them. I just put them on because just remember my mum. Bastard. Yeah. Listen.
Right. Okay.
So, JD, sorry. Can I just grab I'm looking at JD's face. JD, you look so much like my dad now. I mean,
I'd say that as a compliment. Why would I be offended? I'm embracing age. I'm not in denial. I'm embracing it. I mean, we've got to face it now. Come on, man.
No.
You've got to face it.
I'm in denial. Let me say
don't deny it.
Listen, JD. Right? So, when you've had your jab like about 6 months ago, when you had it, did you have to have a
Eddie?
70-year-olds have.
Don't worry about it, Eddie. Remember, I'm of Nigerian descent. We've got stuff back home.
So am I.
Yeah. You know, if we go back home, there's things that we just pull out from the forest, and we just. You have to improvise. So I'm not worried about all that kind of thing. I saw you get your jab though.
Guys, can I show you something? Can I show you something really cool?
Why was you tensing the arm when you was getting the jab put in?
Guys, can I show you something really cool?
I heard the nurse wanted to put it in the other arm. He goes, no, I haven't pumped that one up yet. So he just. I saw the little dumbbell in the background as well. Don't think I didn't see that.
I did some lateral raises and everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Can I show you something really cool?
Giles, if you don't say anything, you will never get a word in.
Okay, can I show you something really cool?
Yeah, go on.
There goes my vaccination certificate got last night.
Oh yes, you had yours.
Yeah, I had my first jab last night. Yeah, cool. I feel absolutely fine. Yes, because I'm diabetic, you see. So obviously, because I'm much, much younger than you two.
No, we know that. JD, I've not seen you in ages, man.
I know, but you know what? You know what I mean? I've gone deep undercover. I've been doing this Grizzly Adams thing, man. But I'm always monitoring you. You know, I always monitor you on that. You keep me sort of engrossed in your social media stuff that you put up. So I find it quite entertaining. You know, I'm always monitoring you all the time. That's it.
I don't take social media seriously. A lot of people do.
No,
I don't. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's weird because obviously we didn't have it back in our time. But when you see some people are living their life by it, and you've got these.
Every morning. You know?
I mean, I didn't even understand when you got this thing like this. You got these people that are influencers now.
I know.
And I didn't even know what I meant. Oh, I've got like 20,000, 40,000 followers. I go, yeah, but what do you actually do? What have you're supposed to have kudos. What have you ever won? What show have you ever done? What have you done this? Yeah, but I've got. I don't care if you've got 1 million followers.
Guys, what do you think about all these fitness influencers?
In there, you're having a chat, and Giles comes.
Sorry, guys. What do you think about all these fitness influencers moving to Dubai and becoming fitness influencers? What's your feelings on that?
Can I just say, right? I've had the opportunity of training quite a few of them in the past.
Okay.
And I know these guys personally. And I mean, I don't understand that world, and I just keep away from it because it's so dangerous. Because so if I've got a lot of followers, if I say something, people take it as word, and then they're not listening to the right advice, and I find it very dangerous because people are coming to me, and sometimes they're doing things. You think, who told you that? Because they're seeing it on social media. People are not even training properly anymore, JD. You can see people are just doing
you're right.
These movements that they picked up because people they're trying to appear different. So people are introducing all these crazy, stupid movements, and it's people in the gym doing them. That's why you're not seeing that many great physiques in this country anymore. Social media ruined it. They absolutely ruined it. And it doesn't matter what you say to them, they're bought into the social media world.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be talking to them. What do you know? I'm Eddie Abbew, I've done this. Yeah, but I'm following this guy that said I should be doing this, that, and the other, and they won't listen to what you got to say. I mean, it's pointless.
But I mean, you look at football. I mean, any other sport, the guys who paved the way are respected. I mean, somebody asked me in my gym the other day. He said, "Also, can you do something for me on Sunday?" I'm like, "I'm busy. I'm doing a podcast with somebody who I really want to talk to. Have a chat with. We've got a lot of fun time." who is that? I said, JD. He goes, who is JD? And I remember thinking, well, JD was my idol when I was growing up.
You carry on trying to reinforce the age.
No.
What?
I like that. I like that's good. I like that.
There's a slight thing where I need to interject here.
Okay.
Even though you sort of came, you was kind of following me. You must stress the fact that you are actually older. Are you going to concede that point, or are you still going to hide?
That's
JD.
That's not true.
Because I can bring my passport out now, and I want you to bring yours out. I think we both know that you're actually older than me, believe it or not.
Do you want the African passport? I think I'm about 2 years older than you, I think.
Yeah, you know, like when you see the footballers and they're like supposed to be like 20 and they've got a grey beard.
No, I'm older than you, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying that here. Giles, can you cut that bit out?
No.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Let's go on. So was it? I mean, we had a big response on the old Mick Theo '92, the year you won the British finals and got your pro card. You know, because obviously Eddie was there as well. That we worked that edit in, and that got a bit of a response. You know, so what was that like when it happened that day? I mean, I don't want to overshadow the fact that was the day you got your pro card and you looked absolutely incredible, JD. But tell us about it. Take us through that.
Now, give me a second, right, JD? Can you let me just say something, right, before JD answers that question? That was the British that made me raise my game, because I've seen it the year before, and somebody said to me, "Oh, there's this guy called JD who's coming back. He was a light heavyweight, blah blah blah." And you know, you don't see people, do you? You only see them. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I was watching it. I was sitting there watching it. My first or second, I think I saw Ian Harrison, 89. That was my first one. And you're looking around, eliminating people, and then there was Gary Shermadine, and I'm looking at them. And then I think was it Eddie Elwood? Was it Eddie Elwood? I think.
Yeah, 91.
And then somebody told me that there's this guy who's taking some time off, and then at the finals, I remember looking at JJ. I'm thinking, shit, because his back, especially in his legs, he was just incredible. I mean, obviously, he's 5 foot nothing. So when he looked incredible. I remember he's about that tall. So what I did was when I went home, I told you that when I went home, all my training, I remember thinking, I'm going to damn those muscle works guys. I'm going to get them, because JD just really inspired me. I mean, it was the one, because you got to understand. I know it sounds crazy, but all the guys who won it before JD were not black people. I don't think that makes any sense.
I know what you see. You see somebody,
I could identify with, even though they had dwarfism, and you know that it's easier for I still thought that
dwarfism.
But I said, like I keep saying, great things come in small packages. You know, what can I do?
That's what I tell my girlfriend.
I mean, it is kind of strange, because, like you said, in those days, we always just used to hear rumors. Yeah. And you have to. The only thing, the reference point we used to have, obviously, is the magazines, rumors. You wouldn't be able to see updated photos like you can now on what everybody's doing. It's just like, oh, this person's doing that, and similar is the same point I was saying to Giles. In those times, then it's like you wanted to take the year or two away to improve your physique. Yeah. You knew realistically Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not just going to be able to. You can't just 6 months, 3 months and compete and improve your physique. And I think that's another thing where I'm sure you must have it with a lot of your clients. I try getting with someone, they want everything now. And when you try telling them, you start in the beginning, say, right, okay, I want to do this. I want to do men's physique. I want to do ladies' figure. And I say, right, the first thing I say to you, if you can be with me this time next year, then maybe you can think about competing. And you can see from when I say that to my clients, I look in their eyes. If their eyes are still looking at me saying, yeah, let's have it, but most of them, the energy drains from them. And it shouldn't be that way. I should be able to look, if you could still be, don't thinking about competing or doing, if you can consistently be with me or consistently stay on point for at least a year, then maybe think about competing, especially if you're from point zero. But it's very, very difficult to get people that want to stay in it for the long haul.
I think the problem we have is that people are not, they're being advised by the wrong people. if somebody comes to you and asks you, you know what, I want to get on that stage, blah blah blah, and you tell them, right, this is the time you need. You're going to judge that. You're going to make that decision, JD, based on what you think their genetic potential is. Because
of course,
that is so many times that okay.
Yeah.
See somebody that straight away tell you, but then they're not going to listen to you, because there's some 27-year-old kid online who's going to say to them, I've won a few shows, I've got my pictures, look at this, I can get you ready. So they go on, so instead of building muscle, they just lose weight. So what bodybuilding has become a weight loss, not fat loss. It's become a weight loss competition. So you see the scrawniest guys. That's why you're not seeing decent physiques on the stage anymore. It's very sad. People don't listen. I've just actually don't do as many people as.
Yeah, I know. The last few years you've become. I know you came a little bit disillusioned, because I remember last time we sat down at a chat and you said, to be quite honest, I don't feel so infused dealing with bodybuilding, because it's like you see very few people that have got the genuine love for the sport anymore. And it's like we used to be like a clique of us. And we weren't doing it for likes, or we were just doing it because it's a fringe sport for our own thing, well-being. It was a lifestyle we used to do. And when you say to people, I said, listen, I used to say to people, I like competing. I said, I didn't used to train to want to compete. I just wanted to improve my physique.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it sounds bizarre and strange. It wasn't just about, I just want everyone to say, I just wanted my physique is at point A. Let me now try and get it to point B. Let me try and now get it to point C. And that was my approach to it. And obviously you're looking at we had good mentors. Like obviously you saw Dorian and you saw Lee Haney and you saw all these guys, and you're going, damn man, this is like, I want to try and aspire to try and get somewhere near that level.
Yeah. I mean, I got into I started training. I enjoyed training before I became a bodybuilder. I don't know if that makes sense.
Thank you. Yes, it does. It does make sense.
I didn't get into training to come. So I started training, enjoying the training. Then I realized that it was almost like a natural progression. Then from then on, I knew that my genetically I could get to a certain point. I mean, my calves, like I say, I sort of sit behind my kneecap like them prunes, and I don't.
They're a little bit like toothpicks, but no, you got a little bit there. Well, you did work on them. But eventually, you did realize it was a body part you had to work as well. So
you're making me look at them now. Listen, I trained.
No, but I mean, talking about calves, this is another thing. I used to have a lot of people say, "Oh, calves, I'm black." I said, listen, there's no body part you've got on your body that won't grow. It might you might not have there's no body part that can't grow.
Can I interject there, right?
I know you're going to do some crudity now, probably.
Are you? No. Okay. I've been training my willy for
what did I say?
50-something years, JD. What did I say? It's got smaller. It's got smaller.
Americans, that's slang for penis.
Got so I don't know what you're saying there. Look, I trained my cows for 30 years, JD. Everybody around me's calves grew, except mine. Maybe maybe you're a little bit lighter than me. Maybe you got some Caucasian in you.
No. I'm 100% Yoruba tribe. You know that. No, you know what it was? We used to do. Do you remember those? What did they used to call them? Donkey races.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone sits in the back.
Yeah. So we used to do that. Have a weighted chain as well. So you'd have maybe two people on. One person would get off. Another person would get off, and you just keep. You used to. I mean, what I was told after a while, because my ones were always genetically weak, but they just said, listen, you have to use a higher rep range. So we would be doing that. For example, then we'd get onto the seated calf machine, have like 4 plates on 20 reps, take one off, another 20 reps, take one off, just like drop sets, up descending sets. So you just constantly flood in and flood in.
That goes to prove my point, doesn't it? When you're 3'4", it's easier to build calves.
3'4".
When you're 6 foot, you never understand this bit, JD, because I get a lot colder out there because I'm quite tall. A lot taller than you.
But what I was trying to say, Eddie, no, you've got a point, but Eddie, I would have thought your calves would have been a lot better, because especially if you used to love wearing stilettos back in the day. So I'm quite surprised that you. Oh, sorry. I should have.
I thought we said we're not going to bring out the past.
Oh, sorry.
I know I've still got the photos. Know that, don't you?
Well, I'm saving those for later on when I need to buy them.
Giles, I only ever did one photo shoot with JD. Remember?
Yeah, in LA.
Where was it? In LA.
Was it? It wasn't Orange County. Which gym was it? Which was it? It was LA, wasn't it? Whereabouts was it? What's his name's gym? Milos. Was it Milos's gym?
No,
was it?
It wasn't the Milos's gym. It was another gym in Orange County, and they had a Thai restaurant inside the gym.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Remember they had the restaurant, and then you went and got lots of food, and then you had your shot first. They shot you first, and then they shoot me second. They said to me, "You guys, you cannot eat." They bought loads of food, and we're sitting there. So I did my shot, my shoot first. No, you did your shoot first, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was doing mine. JD started eating, and he come in. He's supposed to spot for me. Got food around his mouth, and he deliberately dropping it in my face and cracking up laughing. Do you know what I mean? It was fun.
Yeah.
What year was that? What year?
Oh, what was it?
2000?
Was it 2004, 2003, around that sort of time? Yeah. Because I think that was around the last year I did anything, 2000 because that's when you were just breaking that. That's when you started really upping your game around that time. 2003, I was coming to the end because I mean, you went on to do the Olympia and all that sort of thing.
But you know what you said to me once, and I've never forgotten that. You said to me, Ed, be careful. You and I are in the wilderness. You use that word, wilderness of bodybuilding. I remember thinking, I haven't heard that word in a long time. I went and looked up in the dictionary to find out what it meant. No, but you're right though. It's like it didn't matter. I've seen shows before. I'm looking. I'm thinking JD shouldn't be placing where he's placing, but he's going to place there for whatever reason. Yeah, but
you know. I mean, it's always our sport is a very subjective sport, as you know, and it's a fringe. You are on the fringes, and especially if you're talking in terms of it's the sort of caucus of it is in America. So athletes from us trying to get yourself sort of ingrained in what's going on, you have to sort of be able to play the game a little bit. And like I said, I'm not really. I've never been
playing that game.
No, I'm not that type of person. I'm not by nature a sycophant. I'm not. It just doesn't suit me. I would never do that. I'm not going to have anybody, whatever, place me last.
Guys, one thing I'd like to ask. Now Dorian career kind of exploded at the same time as Peter McGough's. Do you think Dorian was kind of? I mean, they were both kind of lucky to have each other. So Peter was, even though Dorian was in the UK, he still had so much publicity because he had Peter, didn't he?
I think that does help. But I mean, you're notwithstanding that, you have to remember Dorian by himself, he took the sport somewhere else. Come on, man. He just what he did.
Was incredible. Yeah.
He was just. Obviously, he had a nice base. He naturally had. If you see the early shots of him, he had a nice small waist, wide shot. But then he just decided, I'm going to take my physique somewhere else. And I think you've got to give him credit. It's his mental fortitude as well. I know he based a lot of some of his stuff. Was it on the Mike Mensa?
Yes.
But the intensity that he used, and to be honest, Dorian is responsible for a lot of guys messing their physiques up, trying to follow him. Because that type of training and that type of intensity, not a lot of people, crashed and burnt. A lot of people crashed and burnt trying to copy him.
Yeah, but you're right though. I mean, you didn't train that way. I didn't train that way.
No.
I tried it. I remember getting, all I got was injuries. And eventually I thought, that doesn't suit me. So I backed off. The amount of weight, the amount of weight I needed to do like 2 or 3 reps was going to injure me. I knew that.
Precisely. Yeah.
So I backed off. And the thing is, that goes to the point I was trying to make, JD. I got into bodybuilding because I liked training. I liked feeling the pump. I liked feeling the burn. I liked 1 or 2 reps not going to do that for me.
Yeah.
Like Andy was saying.
I mean, it's weird because even when you go back, but another point I was raising last time, I mean, even though we were still, like I said, we just did it because we enjoyed training. I mean, at that time, I was still working. I was working with BT. I know you were working as well. But, you had a lot of people who were coming through, I want to go to, Venice Beach, and I'm going to be a professional bodybuilder, blah, blah, blah. And I used to try to explain, listen, there's no light at the end of this tunnel. Bodybuilders, they don't earn a lot of money. You better make sure you've got another career and doing something else. I mean, I was always relatively lucky that I knew it's limited financially of what you're going to get, unless you're the elite of the elite.
Yes,
you're not going to. When I saw the way some of them are living, I was going, nah.
No, it's up 2% because now everything is all on social media. It looks incredible when you look at the cars that they're standing. People think that, you see pictures of cars and you think, is that their car? Is that their house? So
it's all these influences in the Lamborghinis and all that kind of.
It's not, and there's not much money. I had a full-time job. I I wanted to be a bodybuilder when I was about 15 years old, but I didn't know how to go about it. I thought I'd come to the UK, studied to be a nurse, and then because I knew the qualification was recognized everywhere around the world. So to me, I had a base. I can go back into nursing now. You see, so everything I was doing, I was aware that if it didn't work, I had a fallback. But these kids were coming to me. I was prepping so many of them. JD, you know that. Like the British finals ones, I had about 34 people who had qualified, 38 qualified. There's so many, they were all coming in, and then none of them even compete anymore, and some of them don't even train anymore. So this is a very dangerous sport to be a fad. It's too much, it takes so much from you, and the time that you're on the gear, and it's addictive, and the gear can be addictive as well. Now they don't come off, JD. They don't come off.
No, I know. I've seen you raise a lot of points with that, and it's very, very hard, especially when you're trying to sit a youngster down and say to them, you're still growing. Please, just you're still growing. You shouldn't be looking at that time. Get yourself a year under your belt. Work on your food. Work on your training. Get your rest. You don't, but it's like you don't try and jump into the fast lane too soon. But it's ironic is sometimes you you probably noticed this as well. I mean, there were a few times I always remember this case when I was in Muscle Works, and some guys came in. I think they were from up north, and they were asking me, what about training? I've seen you train, you've competed, and I said, I sat down. What do you eat, and blah 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 blah. What's this? And I spent a good 15 minutes. I actually stopped my workout, just talking to them. Oh, this is what you need to do. Try and keep your protein high. The usual stuff. Make sure you rest. So then I was taking this time out. Then the guy, and I said, listen. Then the guy goes, yeah. But now tell me the real secret.
Oh.
That's true.
They weren't even listening to you, JD. They were just waiting for you to get to the...
Actually, something. After that day, I said, something, my friend, the fool is me. Because if I charged you, because I'm giving you all this information free,
you value it.
You don't appreciate it being valued. But if I charge you would have then appreciated what I'm telling you. So it's like it's gone in one ear and come out the other ear. It's bizarre, they just don't want to hear it.
I think the youngsters have got too many influences. And now it's all about, look, we live in a world where almost everybody is looking for something to be obsessive about. As a psychiatric nurse, I see it all the time. And then this is just something that would be, JD, I had so many people prepping. Eventually, I couldn't do my job. I told you the story. I told Giles the story where somebody came to me and he says to me, he couldn't, he's looking for some train. Everything is underground now, as you know. And I got some train. And then he says to me, can you show me how to do it in my shoulders? I said, okay. So he gets the jab out, I get it ready. Bearing in mind, I was the one who sourced it for him. In the end, I thought I can't do this anymore. So can you do it? Then before I did it, he said to me, look, does it contain peanut oil? We called around, we couldn't tell. Eventually, we couldn't find out what it is. And then he says to me, I said, why? He says, do you know I'm allergic to peanuts. Now, I came home and I didn't do it, obviously. I came home and I was talking to my wife about it, who's also a nurse. And she says to me, do you realize you could have killed him? JD, that was it. That was it. And then I backed off. I couldn't do my job.
Thank you. That's why you see a lot. That's another reason why it's your morals have to sometimes transcend your desire to make money. I see a lot of these gym owners and some of the stuff they're piling into these kids. I'm just going to discuss. And then when you see the ramifications of this, you got some of these guys that are 19, 20. They can't interact with a woman anymore. Their gonads have shut down. Is this, that, and the other? They're sterile. They're infertile. It's like crazy.
You know what I say? I always tell them, look, when I was 21, 22, at that age, you should be able to sell some of your testosterone.
Thank you. It's true.
Listen, I was busting one out about 6 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's not stopped. Whenever I'm up, I like that. I like doing it. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
When I was that age,
all right. Just get back to bodybuilding. We don't want to. It's not going to tell you. It's not Pornhub. It's not Pornhub.
We'll add in some sound effects. Don't worry.
We don't want you to go down to that dark road. Yeah. Listen, we've got to keep a lid on it. Keep a lid on it, and calm down.
But you know what I mean, though?
No, I don't. I'm not in that club with you. No, I'm not in that club. I'm not 6-7 times a day. That's not. You've got issues, my friend. Right? I like to think, you know, I've always been said to that, but that's you're transcending. You're going to the side somewhere.
That's what Eddie's obsessed about. That's what Eddie's obsessed
bring
about.
It back to bodybuilding now, yeah.
But you know, seriously though, at that age, you shouldn't be injecting
Of
anything.
course. You're virile. The word you're looking is you should be very virile at that age.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So simple. I mean, but then I've had 21-year-olds who cannot get it up, and like they're boss about that song because they don't come off.
No, it's sad. It's sad. Yeah.
You know, they've been told you cruise for a little while, and then you go up and they come down.
Yeah.
And you say to them, look, at least give yourself a break.
They won't listen. They're not going to listen to you because what it is, Eddie. You know what it is, Eddie. You know what it is that some of them believe it. Oh, you're trying to keep something from me. Yes, you don't want me to get big. You don't. You know, you get these people that sick. You don't want me to. Eddie must be keeping something from me. He doesn't want me to get big. You look at these people, you just laugh. And I mean, to be honest, it's not just the guys. I mean, Eddie's will tell you himself. A lot of the ladies, when I see some of the stuff that the androgens that are running through their body, and I've seen, I don't know if you remember, I think Zoe Warwick. There's a few ladies back in the day that severely. I mean, some of them I don't even want to mention that. Not only physiologically, mentally have messed themselves up from going too crazy with testosterone. You know, irreversible changes. Irreversible changes. Can't have children.
Can I ask you a question, right? So this is what I've been saying for a very long time. I'm obviously at that time when we were doing it, it's a bit of a niche, cult. I mean, not cult, but a small sport. You know what I mean? It wasn't like this now. Now it's like mainstream, almost like everywhere you see it. Now, do you think? Because when I came off everything completely, I thought it's almost like something had been switched back on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like I'm looking at people. I'm thinking, you've got mental illness. I'm a psychiatric nurse. I know who have mental illness. And I'm thinking, instead of me suggesting you go see your psychiatrist, I'm advising you to take training and stuff. And I couldn't be in that position anymore. There's so many people. And then I think that especially when you abuse it, or when it prolonged use without coming off, it affects the wiring of your brain 100%. It doesn't matter who you are. We know
there's no ifs and there's no buts about it. And I think that's both sexes. Like I said, both sexes. I mean, I remember last time we were sitting down talking, and you guys goes, Jay, I don't train female physique. I won't do it anymore. I've had enough because. It's really sad because I mean when you 5, 10, 15 years, I look back on some of and I see some of these ladies now saying, no man, it's just, and they just regretting what they've done with their physiques. And to be honest, a lot of them don't have to push it that far, and that applies to the guys and the girls. But it's like almost as though you're chasing this dream which you're probably not going to get. And then if you do get this to achieve this, it's not as great as you actually thought it was.
No, of course not.
We've been all over. We've been Santa Monica. We've been everywhere. I've been to Gold.
Everywhere around the world.
There's nothing fantastic there. I'm telling you, there's nothing fantastic there. No. It's nice.
When you see the pictures, so glamorous, looks all glamorous, but when you actually go to the background, do something right. I was just watching a video. I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago when that Dallas Carver died. Remember? When he passed out on the stage. I've got a video of it. I remember looking at it thinking, do you know what? How many times have you seen that?
Yeah.
So many times. You know,
but as with most things, I mean, the body will usually give you a warning. I mean, we know obviously this is sad, but he collapsed on stage beforehand. You always get a little warning. I mean, I've been to shows as well where, you know, I don't know if I told Giles last time, I was out in Australia and a guy was out. I think he must have messed up his insulin. He almost lost it. He was almost gone. The judges were running around panicking. It's just, and you're looking and say, this sport can't be this. And when you go through the list of guys we've lost, you know, you remember Benaziza, Andres Munza. I'm sure you can list a lot more. And it's like,
you know what, I've got because I'm trying to do a documentary, and I know that for a fact that you be interviewed, because it's important that we get people like you on board, because we've lost so many people. Now my argument is this, right? My argument is this. You remember when Ayrton Senna died?
Yeah.
The stringent measures that were put in place to make sure that doesn't happen again, right?
Yes,
now, of course. People died, we just carry on. People died, we just carry on. Why didn't we have some kind of a body? And I think we should insist on forming some kind of a body where at least the athletes are, and the federations, even they pay into it before, and promoters pay into it before they can run shows. And then
I see what you're saying, but it's going to be very hard to enforce it. It's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, I thought that, to be honest, when they brought the physique class out, for example, for men. Yeah. When I first brought that out, obviously, I wasn't a great fan of it because obviously, to me, if you're a bodybuilder, you should be able to train from the ankles up to your neck, not half physique. But what it is, it brought a lot of interest to the sport, and more mainstream guys could look and say, I can achieve this. But then when you scratch beneath the surface, these guys are running even more than the heavy duty guys. And this is another thing of the public. The public have got this perception. High use of steroids is correlated with big muscular size, but it's not. But as you and I know, probably the biggest users of steroids are probably cyclists, swimmers. It's not.
We learn from cyclists.
Yeah, precisely. So these physique guys are walking around, some of the stuff that is even far more than the bodybuilding guys, or if not at least on par. So it's not like, inverted commas, a far more healthier category at all. I don't know what you think.
Guys, if you
see, Giles always comes in and spoils it, doesn't
he?
Sorry,
I've got to interject here.
Who brought him in here? Why did you bring him?
when you guys kind of push the dosages, like all bodybuilders do at some point in their careers, do you think you look better for it?
I can I answer that? So
please.
I can honestly say that insulin worked better for me than the actual testosterone, because I used to get panic attacks so I remember I was training with somebody, an IVB pro, but they said to me, look, try taking a shot of SAS Monday to Friday. There's 5 of them a week. So, listen, so I thought, okay, I did that for about 3 weeks. In the end, I was listening. I became suicidal.
What?
Because I was getting panic attacks. I get up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, and remember my wife said to me, so I couldn't snap out of it. So eventually, I went to my doctor. I didn't even realize that it's the gear that was causing that. I went to my doctor. I said to him, what's going on? He says, look, I think you might be depression. He gave me antidepressants and shit. Then my wife says to me, why don't you just come off that shit and see what happens? I came off it. So I knew I could only take up to about 750 grams of testosterone a week. I couldn't do any more than that. I got panic attacks. Everybody who's ever trained with me, who's ever known me, asked in the gym, they know my panic attacks. So I had to back off. So either use something else, and I went and decided he went to Milos, and he gave me protocol on the insulin. The insulin is what worked for me very well, but even with that, I had to be very careful. So in a way, with insulin, you take it for 4 hours, and then you're a slave to it, and then it's out of the system. And I'm a nurse, and I understand insulin a bit better, so I resorted to that. And that's what helped me. But there's a story I want to tell quickly before we forget, because JD's here, and I've always wanted to tell him this story, and he's never heard it. I don't think so. There was the year 2000, yeah, and there was the Night of the Champions, and there were 3 British athletes that were competing in that show, and everybody was making a big fuss over it. And then I looked at the names. I'm like, JD, Sean Davis, and I was pissed. And all throughout my prep, even when I was sleeping, I was thinking, I got to beat them. I was sleeping, I was going to beat them, because JD was my idol. JD was my idol. I mean, he was incredible. When I looked at him, he was one of the ones that made me push myself, because when I saw him win in 1992, and I came in my first British finals in 93, I thought, you know what, this guy, he's back. I mean, I don't know if you remember, his back was like
crazy.
Slap fucking meat on there. And I'm thinking, in the end, you know what, I had to really sit very close. I thought, there's something, maybe that back is photoshopped. Anyway, listen. It was. No, but honestly, he was incredible. I was sitting in the audience, and then he pushed me. So when I got a chance to compete against JD in the whatever, and I was backstage, my carb loading went wrong. I ended up carb loading on bread, but then I'd done the rest of the work. I was standing backstage, and I mean, I was the smallest I'd ever been. It's my first show in the States, Champions. And he walks up to me, and he would never say much to me. He was like, grunt, it's Nigerian, like grunt. Then he looks at me, and he goes to me, you're looking good. To me, up to this day, that was the best feeling I've ever had. He looked at me and he said to me, "You're looking good."
Yeah.
You remember that?
Nice.
Yeah, but you know what he was.
I beat him as well. I came ahead of him, not because I deserved it, because I had the condition.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. If you did, I know you did. I can't remember, but this don't split hairs.
I beat you, Jay.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
no. I came ninth. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember your face. Because
no, not that. Not 2000. No, not 2000. Because that was the show.
I came 2000.
No, that one. No, I'll tell you.
Can you Google it?
That's the one that Eddie got fixed. That's the show that he got fixed.
No, I came ninth.
He bribed the judges.
One night. Are you talking about? No, there's one night. Was it Night of the Champions? There was one show I did. I don't know if it was Night of the Champions or Arnold. No, I think it was Night of the Champions. And I don't know what year it was. When I think I got, what did I get in? I think I got 8th or something. And I came out and when I looked at the score sheet, because obviously they had the comparison and then they have the muscular round. The first few rounds, I was like 30th, all right? But then when you done the round, I was at like 6th or 7th. So I went to the Wayne DeMille, and I goes, Wayne, look at these score sheets. It doesn't make sense because those ones. He goes, oh yeah, they probably just didn't notice you in the first 2 rounds.
I know.
And this, so he's admitting it doesn't make sense. How can I be 30th in the first 2 rounds and then 6, 7 in the other?
You got to understand. If you are sort of, you're standing in the crowd. There's about 48 competitors over there. And because of your height, you're hiding in between Paul Dillett and whatever. No, they couldn't see you. You're hiding behind Paul Dillett's leg.
It happened to Grant Thomas. It happened to Grant Thomas, didn't it?
You would love to be this height. You'd love to. You know you would.
I swear to God, if I was, I suppose the banter was always there. JD is my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we enjoyed, but it's like I said, it's You wonder that if if the whole setup, and another thing I noticed as well, I don't know if you noticed, EFBB, they didn't really do anything to help the guys for the their own professional athletes from over here. You never I'm sure you noticed it. The time when I turned pro and won the British and this, that, and the other, you were sitting down thinking, I'm going to start getting the phone calls now. People, I go, hold on a minute. Cover of the magazines, how much did you get? Nothing. Photo shoot, how much did you get? Nothing. Even when you go to the States, like you were saying before, you do a cover for Flex, or you do this. Tell them how much you used to get, Eddie. For 0. That's how much. Am I lying? So
that's true. The hotel, that's about it.
Yeah. Or they might give you. Guess what? You can have some photos. Oh, thank you very much. So they've taken 2-3 hours of your time.
I think the annoying things that every so often you see a photo in the magazine, you're like, I haven't got that one. They didn't send me that one. You didn't see the photos either.
Yeah.
They get the ones that they didn't want to use.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it was. We got used to it. I mean, we, like you said, we're in the wilderness of bodybuilding. We knew that the odds were stacked against us from the start. We're British, we're from a different country, and it's a different kind of world. I mean, I remember looking at JD on that show. This, by the way, it's the 2000 now champions. That's what I'm talking about. I remember looking at JD backstage, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to beat him. He looked fucking incredible. But when you looked at, because they had 48 competitors in the show. Think about it. Lee Priest, Dexter Jackson, Jay Cutler, what's his name? Marcus Rule, they're all there. And so when I remember looking at it thinking, God, I'm not going to place. So I was good when I was a place, but then I was looking at JD thinking, why? Yeah, and now I can understand.
It's strange when you think back. I mean, what do you think of the guys that we've got around now? I mean, I think to me there's a few athletes that are coming through now. I'd like to see. I like this. What is blessing Eddie Abbew. He's competing. I want to see him up there. Can you hear me? Blessing Eddie Abbew.
How do you pronounce his surname?
Awadibu.
Adi.
Ido, isn't it?
Adi Abbew, yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, he's incredible. I mean, I just saw a video of him of his back.
Yeah.
He looks incredible. But then, I mean, how far is he going to get? Are they going to let him go that far?
You don't know.
I think so, because I think he's got the physique. Plus, he's got he's got the following as well. So I think that helps as well, especially if you go on stage, and even if me and you were judging, if you're known beforehand, you can say, right, come forward, let me see what all this hype is about. It was similar to when we did the I think it was the 2001 Ironman. And there was a lot of, I think, the East Coast, West Coast, this King Kamali and blah, blah. Because of the hype as well, it gets you in the judge's eye. And sometimes that's all that's needed. If you're in their eye, they're looking, what's all this guy makes so much noise? Let me see him. And at least you're getting noticed. Yes. Yeah.
And you can see that because there was so much hype about certain people, even though sometimes they didn't deserve to be in the position that they were, the judges looked at them. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about Ramy? What's your thoughts on that, on him?
I know I'll answer that question. I am not. I think he's done really well. I think he looks incredible, but that it's not the kind of physique that I ever aspired to look like. That's my personal opinion. I mean, I understand, because I just think it's just taking bodybuilding to a level that the younger ones are trying to emulate, and I think that's very dangerous. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, but Ronnie did that. Ronnie did that.
I think I like the way with Dennis James, he's honed his physique down, and I like the way he's honed his physique down.
Yeah,
he was a clear winner.
Than last time. Yeah.
But I mean, as I was mentioned last time, I think with Sean Rodden, the sport was going somewhere where I liked.
Absolutely, yes.
Beautiful physique.
The shape.
Yeah, beautiful physique. And
that's what I aspired to look like, you know. When I started
come on, man! You can't, you know. It's just a shame with all the nonsense that's going on, where they won't give him the opportunity to compete again. But it's like that's where I thought the sport was going to start going. Obviously, it seemed to go that way with Brandon as well. He's got a lovely physique. I mean, but it doesn't matter how nice your physique. If you're not in shape or on point on the day, they've got to give it to the best man on the day. So, you know, you can have all the aesthetics in the world, but if you're not on point, and somebody that might theoretically have not as great aesthetics, but he's nailed it, he's the winner. I don't think anybody would dispute a Big Ramy smoked everybody.
No, he was better than he's ever been.
I mean, I was even shocked. I mean, when I saw his shape, I was going, damn, is that Big Ramy? It's almost like it was Photoshop. He impressed me a lot.
His midsection that was on deep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think he's? I mean, you're saying about, say, Ramy's unattainable look, but that was kind of what Ronnie and Dorian kind of. I mean, Ronnie and Dorian were that's not a look that's attainable.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not. But this is where I think, as long as he's got a template now, and I think as long as he stays within that and just keeps coming in shape, he's going to be very, very hard to beat. What are you going to beat him on?
No, I think
he's got nice shape.
Giles, what are you trying to say? Look, personally, I think his physique is unattainable. It's very difficult, and I think that is causing, because if they would reward all the extreme mass monsters, it trickles down. That's my fear with bodybuilding, especially now. Everybody's like, they don't care what they take, because they want to get to that level. We remember back in the day how many people died trying to get to that level.
Yeah.
But it's the differences which make up this. Well, I don't think necessarily people will think that. I mean, no matter what happens, you're going to always have, like I said, Brandon Curry is not going to beat Big Ramy by outsizing him, but he will beat him by more quality in his physique. It's the same thing with Sean Rodden's there. So I don't think everybody's different. I think, yes, he's got a template now. So he's basically said, I'm Mr. Olympia. This is what I bring to the table. He's always had freaky legs. He's got, but now he said, well, I've always been known for freaky legs, but I haven't been on point condition wise. This time he nailed it. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Rory Winkler up there in shape. That's parity. So you can say, here's two mass monsters together. Now let's sit back, and they're both in shape. Now let's see what's happening. But
it just personally, being at that level where I used to prep so many people, I know that trickles down and it changes people's attitude. They're like, you know what? they're saying if they do what they, so they're like, there's a secret because if
no, well, then that's stupid. That's stupid because you can look at Big Ramy. I mean, the youngsters should look at Big Ramy and say, that's a wicked physique. He's got big legs. I'm going to go and train my legs better to improve my legs. Your legs are not going to look like Big Ramy's legs, but your legs.
Asking, what is he taking? Then this is
but that's irrelevant because even if you were taking what he was taking, your legs are still not going to look like that, as you and I know.
But you know what? That's the world we live in now.
Well, then they're going to have to suffer the consequences.
You know, that's the world we live in now. That's why.
Yeah. No, you're right.
There's so many people who take themselves. They're like, okay, hang on. If that person is taking that much, how much more can I take? And that's what it's become. And they're like, why wouldn't you let me take more of this? And like, because I don't think you need that amount. But they don't listen. Before you know it, they've gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, that scares me.
Guys, can I
think in this day and age with the social media and everything like that, I think it makes it, when you see a lot of the more mass monsters we see, the more it trickles down. That's my opinion. I think it's because I've seen it. I know what you talk to me about, you know, and it's scary. And I said to them, look, I know what you have to do to get to that level. Some of what you got to take, plus you have to have the genetics. But they don't care about the fact that they don't have the genetics. All they see is that I want to look like that, and like they're going to go for it. And it's crazy. That's why I backed off. You know, I don't know if you remember the last bodybuilder actually prepped. When the men's physique stuff came out, I was a bit happy. I thought, okay, lesser class. You know, I prepped lots of them, JD. Lesser class, you don't take so much. And then I started seeing the stuff they were taking. I'm like, they were coming to me like, dude, you're taking 6 different stuff, more than what I was taking when I was competing. Why? You don't need that. You got the genetics. You don't have to. And you're too young.
Yeah, they're not going to listen.
And then eventually I find myself just thinking, I wanted to remove myself from being part of that.
Because you know it can end in fatality, and you don't want that on your conscience. I know I don't want that on my conscience. So
like I said, I could with that peanut oil thing.
Yeah,
I could put it away in terms of the law, but then I have to live with it.
No, you're not. Yeah,
I have to live. No, I wasn't going to do that.
What constitutes dangerous for you in terms of either dosages or compounds or whether it be insulin or diuretics or steroids? Which would you say is what constitutes dangerous?
I think danger personally just means copious amounts and prolonged use.
Right. So not coming off and high doses.
No, people. I was told. You know something, right? Do you remember Malcolm Brown?
Yes, I remember,
Michael Brown one day said, because he's the one who helped me with my first ever show. I didn't place, but first ever show, 91. And he says to me, do you know what? 12 weeks on, 12 weeks off. And he said to me, if you can't grow, build a winning physique with that, you don't have the genetics. That's what he said to me.
12 weeks on, 12 weeks off.
12 weeks on, 12 weeks off. So that's what my mantra was, 12 weeks off. So I gave myself a chance. I know people who started around the same time as me, they couldn't have kids. They tried, couldn't have kids. And that's so I believe in having time off. People are like, no. Endocrinologists say. I'm like, well, they might say that, but how many of them have studied prolonged use of steroids by pro bodybuilders for like years and years and years? And a lot of the pros don't tell the truth. You know that, and I know that, JD. You know, I know people who try to kill themselves. They're keeping quiet about it. People who always compete against, who would become suicidal when they came off everything. And they don't say anything about it. So I'm thinking, because the research is not there. So no endocrinologist is going to tell me how what the prolonged effects of steroid use, abuse. Yeah.
Eddie, so you had anxiety when you took high test, which gave you obviously severe panic attacks. And you're saying now that, also that some people, they seem to get the problems when they crash, when they come off, when they stop.
So they get because if you think about it, you cannot. Once you start injecting that stuff into your body, you're mucking around with your endocrine system. And so look at your body in terms of your hormones. Look at your body, your whole endocrine system as an orchestra, right? So an orchestra, if you're in an orchestra and you've got like the flute player start playing out of sync, that's your testosterone. He's playing out of sync.
That's a trombone, but okay.
Yeah, or trombone, player out of sync. The people who notice it straight away might be the other flute player or the other the people who are the wind instruments, okay? And then eventually it will spread. That's how bodybuilding is. When you putting that extra testosterone hormones in your body is like an orchestra. you might not notice certain things straight away, or it may be just notice around your balls shrinking and stuff like that. But then on the whole, you're affecting the whole orchestra. Then somewhere down the line, you pay for it. That's how analogy I got to give. And I think people ignore that until they're older. When they're older, I know people who, I mean, the names I don't even want to say. I talk to them and they can't come out because their families don't know what they did. And they're embarrassed to come out and tell the truth and say, you know what, this is what happened. If all of us came out and say, look, I've got anxiety. In fact, up to now, I've got a little bit of it still. That I know how to deal with it. And I'm a psychiatric. I was seeing it with younger people when I was prepping. Eventually, I told him on back off because it scared me. I think if some of the older people who are suffering side effects, I know an ex-Miss Olympia who tried to take his life before. He'd been candid about it to me, but he's not going to say anything about it because if people knew the truth, maybe it might teach them. But then again, when I was that age, if anybody said to me, "Don't take this," I would have said, "No, shut up." I knew where I wanted to go. Now listen. So it's very difficult here.
Have you two had any health problems ever since stopping competing or whilst you were competing, JD?
No, not really. I mean, I'm health-wise, I'm fine. I mean, I think it's one of those cases where once you get off the competitive mode, it's not these sort of androgenic aids. They're not something that you must align yourself with. Yeah, permanently. It's just you've got to have the mental fortitude to be able to say, well, okay, this is the next chapter of my life. I've got the normal things like you got stiff knees or a stiff elbow, but then a bit of osteoarthritis. But then my sister's got the same thing. She's never lifted weights in her life. The same thing with my mum. So you know, I think it's I've always been been prudent in the way I'm sort of dealing with those sort of things, and I think I'm reaping the rewards of it now. I've got, me and Eddie, we've got children. Our children of age, my one daughter's graduating next year. I've got another one in uni. I've got younger kids. So, but it comes back to this to the realism of knowing from a very, very, very the infancy of training. This thing is not real. It's a hobby. It's a hobby. I always look to bodybuilding is a hobby that I happen to be quite good at.
Yeah,
absolutely. And if you keep that's the way I used to try keeping myself grounded. Oh, JD, you're this JD. It didn't mean anything to me. It's just a hobby that I happen to be quite good at. And we'll ride it as far as we can. But I never luckily put all my eggs in one basket. So I'm still here, relatively okay training. I'm doing other stuff now. I do,
respect you though, because I this is what my argument is being now. I saw so many young people trying to put all their eggs in one basket. And as soon as they went on the first course, because now there's so many influences from social media, they're looking at, I want to look like this, I want to look like this. And then before you know it, they just keep going. And I think, you know what, you're investing so much in this. What are you going to do with it? What once you get a career first and use it as a hobby, and then if something happens, it happens. That's why I trained as a nurse. So I knew that. But then these kids were coming in with no ambitions whatsoever, apart from they want to be either influencers, they want to be pro bodybuilders, they want to stand on Olympic stage. And you look at them and you think, dude, you don't have the genetics to do this. And I'm blatant now. Now I say to them, look, you're not going to get to where you want to get to. And there's these millennials, they're like, oh, you're being negative. I'm like,
but you know where that comes from. A lot of that comes from all of this reality TV programs. Yeah. It's got talent. Where you come on and you can't. X Factor. If you need somebody near to say you've got a shit voice. You've got a shit voice. People you're not top. You at a younger age, they're not given reality checks.
Yeah.
Hard cheese. You can't sing. Get over it. Now, if you want to go and improve, yes, but you're not. You need someone around you. Oh, it's just not fair. Life isn't fair.
Eddie, that's what Melvin said. He said you can't dance. Melvin Anthony said that last week. Go watch.
Yeah. I can.
I mean, what do you guys think? I read something about this show that The Rock is putting on, and so, have you heard about it, Giles?
I think it's been put to is it April 22.
What is? I'm just. What do you guys think of that now? About maybe because it looks like it's getting quite a bit of interest. If we get some of the top pros in that, what do you think that will have in terms of ramifications on the IFBB generally and all that sort of thing? What do you think?
I think it's a good addition. It's like when the Arnold Classic came along for the Olympia. They as long as they're I think it's a good anything that adds to the calendar and gives opportunities, and because I think they're giving. I'm sure they're giving. I heard they were giving contracts to representatives for the class, so they give you like a year-round contract to promote the class and promote Athleticon. But I haven't heard anything on that for a while. But what do you think, Eddie?
I personally think bodybuilding needs proper opposition right now. The IFBB, 100%. I believe that because they tend to have the monopoly and they can manipulate it. The people running it. I know the people running it personally. They don't care about bodybuilding. Yeah. They really need it for the money, and so the athletes don't really get looked after. I'm just hoping that we get a proper opposition. Before you had NABA, you had like in the UK, for instance, JD, you had NABA, you had UKBFF, AFBB, and the competition between the two and people across it was good to get that. Do you know what I mean? I liked it. I think bodybuilding needs another strong opposition apart from the IFBB because they've had monopoly for a while, and I think the way they've done with this new whatever they're doing with it now, it ruined it. They're just giving the broadcast left, right, center, and you're not creating that elite athlete, whatever that we saw. I think we used to see. I think we need a proper opposition. So I'm all for that, 100%.
What about of all the? I mean, God, now I've got you here. What do you think? I mean, out of all the current stock of guys we've got around, I mean, if we had, as a fan yourself, if we had, I'm talking about now, if we had like Phil Heath in shape, Kai Green in shape, Sean Rodden in shape, Big Ramy in shape, Brandon Curry in shape, all standing on stage, right? Who do you think? I know as an enthusiast, I like asking people this kind of question. What do you think? Let's say we had it on an Olympia, they're all on shape. Who do you think would come out on top?
Do you know, I will always go for Phil Heath.
Yeah. You think Phil Heath?
Because I've competed against Phil Heath before, and that's 2008 Ironman, I think. And he came in, he sat on the floor. He was a moody bastard, by the way.
Moody bastard.
He sat on the floor, right? The year before I placed third, and I was really confident. I knew that I'd done my homework, and I was full, whatever. And then he sat on the floor, and I remember talking to him. I think he'd already won a pro show. I remember talking to him, and I said to him, "So, how old are you?" And he says 27. And then I remember thinking, okay, in close, it didn't look like he trained JD. I swear to God, he did not look like.
Yeah, I remember when I saw him at the expo as well. He didn't look. He just looked.
and then he sat on the floor, and when he took his shirt off, I remember sitting back and thinking, that was when I decided I was never going to compete anymore. I made that.
Wow.
No, because he's 27, and he didn't even know what he could see. He was just sitting there, miserable looking. When he took his clothes off, I'm like, damn, that's genetics. And so since from then, but to me, I mean, if they were all at their best, I will 100% think Phil Heath will waste them all personally, because I've competed against Kai Green, and this is when he's a different level of short. He's shorter than you, JD. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, he's a bit taller. Nobody's shorter than me. Nobody's shorter than me. That's one thing. I'm the Mr. Olympia of shortness. Come on, man.
How tall are you, JD? How tall are you?
About 5'8".
How tall are you?
Both of you. I stood next to both of you. If you say he's 5'8", he's lying. He's about there. It's like he's shorter than you. Trust me.
No, I mean personally, oh man, I know Giles is a big Phil Heath fan as well. Anyway, so but I mean, I'm a fan of all of them, but I don't know. I mean, it's madness. I'm one of these people. Every week I change. One week I get up, I go, yeah, Kai Green. Yeah. The next week I go, Sean Rodden, because he's got those lovely lines. Another week I get up and say Phil. It's hard. It's just annoying though, from my perspective as a fan, that we're probably not going to get that opportunity to see them all on stage at one time.
But do you know who Kai Green? Kai Green's physique has always reminded me of yours, like from day one. Remember looking at him backstage when was it?
Back in Arms.
You know, the 2010 Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. Yeah. I was sitting there looking at him and thinking, his physique reminded me of yours.
Yeah, but he's got this extra crazy stuff going on all of his legs. The reason why I think he's got the thing over Phil, he's it's just that taper, from the front. You know what I'm talking about. He just feels a little bit straighter. And Kai Green has just got that little taper, a little bit more, and he opens around. And of course, he's got the mad sweep on the legs, and obviously his presentation. It's hard.
We'll always have this disagreement because you're more like Kai Green. I'm a bit more like Phil in terms of our height. So
but Phil Heath isn't much taller than Kai Green. Is Phil Heath taller than Kai Green?
Yeah, of course he is. You wouldn't understand much about height, JD. You wouldn't understand it because you're the same height as what's his name, Kai Green. You're about that sort, both of you. So
why don't you say you're bloody what's his name, Lou Ferrigno then? Yeah, go on, Mr.
No, we won't go there. No.
I mean, talking about height, I mean, there's been so many great physics. I mean, obviously you guys remember Paul Dillett. There's some guys that it's absolute madness. I mean, when I was out in the States, I was hanging out with Paul. He helped me a bit, when I was around LA. But another genetic freak.
Yeah.
He was about 6'1" or 6'2", wasn't he? Okay.
Yeah, but it's just not just that. The shoulder,
his calves, everything was there.
Yeah. I mean, there's just some guys that just got it, and then he's just like,
Guys, who you all competed against? Ronnie, Jay, Phil Heath, Kai Green. Who for you is the most impressive and the one that really kind of stuck in your mind as shit?
There's nothing to discuss. There's only one, Big Ron, King. Full stop. In my opinion, when Ronnie's, I mean, I've competed against Ronnie. Well, if you call it compete, I mean, I was just in the same place as Ronnie. I'm not even going to say the word compete. Sometimes when you just have to admit that there's certain people that are just so gifted. Yeah. He transcends the sport. I've seen pictures of Ronnie, and I'm a bodybuilder. I know about that. I actually can't believe they're not photoshopped. I've seen, and me now. I'm looking at some of these pictures. Even now, I've been doing this, and I'm saying, this is madness. What I'm seeing with my eyes, I can't believe it. You've probably seen some of the black and white shots of him, the back double bicep, front. It's absolutely insane the amount of muscle he's carrying on his physique.
I competed. I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with like Ronnie, Jay, and when they did the European tour. Yeah. And I used to sit and watch him backstage. Now, you asked that question, who was the most impressive? So, to me, the most impressive physique I ever competed against was Flex Wheeler. That's to one side. And to me, the person that came in and you think, what the fuck, was Ronnie. Because Ronnie used to sit, you know what, backstage, right? He would sit there like that. And then you see, he looked like a fat person. I know it sounds really bad. He looked obese. He was so big, like his lats were hanging down. When he got up, his glutes, it was just incredible. It's a different level. He pushed bodybuilding into a different level. But
it's just where do you start with him? It's everywhere. It's just you look at you look all over the physique and you can say, that this is the pinnacle of the sport. And quite frankly, I think it's going to be a while before we see anybody that's ever going to
see that for a very long time. And that's what
Jay.
We're not going to see for a very long time. No.
Jay, you were at Muscleworks when he came in 2007, didn't you? When he was on his UK tour.
Yeah. We looked after him. We took him
hair.
Yeah. He was nice guy, freaky guy. He came around, modest guy, but he's just like the only person I've seen with that degree of thickness that freaked me out. I don't know if you remember, there's a guy called Victor Richards.
Oh, yeah. I remember. He's a Nigerian guy. He was a Nigerian.
Yeah. I mean, he's the only human being I've seen with any sort of similar sort of thickness like that, where I've just gone, it's absolute madness. I remember many, many years ago, it must be, back in the mid-1990s, he came over and he was hanging, we put him up down in London, he was this, that, and the other. And the guy was like, his legs.
He was huge, wasn't he?
No, he was ahead of his time. I mean,
way ahead of his time. And he actually, I think when he just got into it by a joke, he used to train with these guys, these twins called the Barbarians.
Barbarian Brothers.
They got him into, they got him kind of into training. He was like, and he just touched the weights and he just grew. But I mean,
I remember seeing these pictures in magazines. They're like, damn. And he wasn't even competing. I don't know how many shows he actually even did. He
didn't do a single pro show. He didn't do a single pro show.
No, I know.
Pardon?
He didn't do a single pro show, but he did a show back in Ghana, and I think everyone looked about
still talking about him now.
Everyone was about the size of his leg that he competed against, and he just didn't even diet. He just turned up, got his pro card, and then just didn't compete again, and that was it.
Yeah, he did. He got his pro, but he was just another. I know he did a lot of expos and guest spots, but he was just another freak of nature. Just like you just went, wow. There's been a few. I don't know if you remember another guy I used to like, but obviously I think he got ill. Do you remember Orville Burke?
Yes.
Oh, do you know what? No, do you know what? Orville was like he
all that mad size and taper as well. You remember Giles?
Yeah.
He was that mad size.
He was taller than me. He was quite tall, and so he came in.
Oh, so that means you would like him then, Eddie.
He wasn't taller than. Hey, whoa. Orville Burke wasn't taller than you, Eddie.
Who was that?
Orville Burke wasn't that tall.
I think he was.
Was he? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Orville Burke, 100% he was my height because
wow,
I've
okay.
seen next to him backstage before. Orville, I think he had some health issues, and his wife put a stop to bodybuilding.
Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Akim Williams, The Structure.
Yeah, I live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There was another guy that never really. I don't know if you guys would remember this guy that I used to. But I don't think he made he transcended into Edgar Fletcher.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember Edgar Fletcher.
There's been some crazy physiques, you know.
He was also on the Little Man Club.
Yeah.
Your club, JD.
No, he was taller than me, man. Yeah. I mean, everyone's taller than me. Yeah. And I mean, going back in the day, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Matt Mendenhall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's quite tall. Yeah. Matt Mendenhall is quite tall.
Eddie, it's not high jump or basketball. It's not Eddie. It's IFBB, not NBA. You got to stop. You got.
He did a lot of acting.
Come on, man. You got to start get out there.
He did do a lot of acting. He did some acting in some movies. Mike Mendenhall.
I
think he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. He was. I remember him. I think he did the World Championships. I think it was against Barry DeMay, and Barry DeMay beat him because Matt Mendenhall wasn't in shape.
85.
But in terms of genetics, Matt Mendenhall had everything as well. Another person.
Guys, you're saying about all the pro cards being given out, and Matt Mendenhall and Edgar Fletcher never got their pro cards.
No, I know.
Yeah, precisely.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'll tell you a guy that surprised me. And I actually got it wrong. You know, this guy. Is it Chris Bumstead, the one who won the?
He impressed me a lot.
Eddie, can I talk, please? Because I would like to have a go. It's just once in a while, please. Just let me say. Can I? Right, so I remember when he first won the classic, I was looking at his physique and I was going, yeah, but I don't get it. I don't get why. I couldn't. I said, no, this guy's overrated. Blah 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 blah. And I was not a fan at all. I said, this is what I'm talking about. They're messing up the for Eddie. I haven't finished, so calm down. I see your hand up. Then he won it again this year, and I said, you know something. Then I saw some of the pictures. He's back. What he done, I said, you know something. This guy is a clear winner. It's amazing how sometimes you've got to reassess your opinions of physiques. Yeah. Because when I saw, if I never saw, because he's actually improved from 1 year to the next year, and what he did with his physique, I have to go. Now I can see why you're Mr. Olympia. So I take my hat off to him.
You're like me. I never understood the physique. You know, it wasn't called classic. Until I saw his pictures after the last year's Olympia.
It was only this one, yeah.
To me, I found that more impressive. I know I shouldn't, but I find that more impressive than actually the open class. I found more.
Sometimes, I mean, what do you think of Giles? How do you think Flex Lewis would do against if in the open class?
Do you know what? That was actually one of my next questions to you guys.
Yeah, I beat you to it, man.
I think
I'm asking you now, Giles. Me and Eddie want to know what you think. We've definitely had enough of Eddie's voice, so let's hear somebody now with a bit of sense.
I am very interested in seeing him go up against William Bonac and Hadi Schumann because they're both X212s as well, and they're two 212 guys that have done very well as open guys. And I really want to see if he can beat those two. Then for me, that's like winning the Olympia, because I think Hadi and William Bonac are so impressive. They've been second and third in Olympia. But I think Flex, I'd be unbelievably shocked if he wasn't in the top 5. And I think he could be. I think he could be like a Bonac and a Hadi, and I think he could be top 5 for a good 4 or 5 years. Not sure about top 3. I'm not sure about top 3. I can't. I don't know. I just think Ramy.
I don't think Flex Lewis. I personally think that I don't think Flex Lewis wants to push it to that level again. I think he's got to a point where he's probably making a lot of money out of this industry, and I think his priorities are different. That's my opinion. That's what I see. I think his priorities are different, and rightly so. I think he's a family man now. I think he wants to focus more. I don't think we're going to see the Flex Wheeler that we want to see again, because I know that when my kids started getting the same age, my mindset changed. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it would be interesting to see them like with William Bonac, who's from Ghana as well, and see all these people together. But I think
and he's short as well, Eddie. He's short.
Brilliant. But you know what I mean? I think Flex Lewis is just, he's a businessman now, and he's got a business head, and I think
smart.
He's worth a few quid as well. He's worth a few quid.
Who do you see, Giles? Who do you see as the breakthrough guys coming through? Ones that are not currently, that are going to come up on the rails at the moment, of the new crop of guys coming through that you'd like to see up there?
I think Ian Valliere and Justin Rodriguez are going to move up. I think they're going to be the two to move up. But also, what do you think about Akeem Williams? Do you think there's a guy, if he keeps improving, could be top?
I like his physique.
I wrote him off a couple of years ago, but I'm impressed with what he's continually bringing. He's doing his homework.
I think with him, it was just a question of him being able to bring he's got more than enough size, just bringing the refinement, the quality on it. And
like
if
Ramy,
you've already got
the
size, then it's not so much of a problem just to refine. He doesn't really theoretically have to really grow anywhere. You might say he needs to tidy up a bit more in the back maybe, but generally he's got everything. He's got mad legs, he's got mad shoulders, he's got a lovely taper. You might say a little bit more quality in the lower back area, but all those things are attainable. They're not things that he's going to have to make a drastic change.
He's making improvements in the last 2 years. Every time he's bringing something new, he's bringing something different, and it's all about.
And
look at Ronnie Coleman though. Look at Ronnie Coleman. For those first few years, I just did an interview with him and Milos the other day, and it was like for the first year, no one saw Ronnie coming. Not even in the first few call-outs at the '98 Olympia. He was in fourth call-out and he ended up winning it because it's hang on a minute, we didn't see this coming.
Sorry? Yeah, but I think with Akeem Williams, he's still not even bringing on all of his muscle size. I still think a lot of it is he's discarding. He's not I don't think he's bringing. When he brings up, because the sheer girth that he's got, he's still coming down. To try and get in shape, he's losing quite a bit of the muscle quality.
Wow.
Muscle size.
Holy shit!
I think when he nails it, that he can come on another 10, 15 pounds, which he can. He's got it there, and he's dry. People are going to have a lot of problems with him.
That's going to be another Ronnie. That's another Ronnie. Another 10, 15 pounds in condition. That's another Ronnie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, my voice is starting to go now. That's good. I've got more interviews coming up. Guys, I think we're gonna. I'm
late for my mid-4.
Yeah,
Eddie's Casio watches
got to
beeping.
go and have his medicine now, so you've got to let him go.
Guys, I think we've got to get you back on again in a few weeks' time because I think we should get. I reckon we should get Ernie Taylor on here as well. The three of you.
The country boy. Yeah, get him on there.
Yeah. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing, and I've had a really good time, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself too, guys.
Absolutely.
Always nice to talk to you, Giles. And JD, I can't wait to link up again. I mean, I haven't seen.
No, we have to definitely. Man. Nice to see you, man. I always keep an eye on you on the social media. You always entertain me with the stuff you put on social media. Anyway,
you gotta have a laugh.
The thing that gets me is when people actually want to get wound up by what he's putting in. I don't think that he's just winding them up. And you see these people have blood pressure going. I'm saying, look at these clowns.
Eddie, do you know what I'm going to do after this? Because I've got to do a shout out section, and we go through people's Instagram accounts. I'm going to go through yours, and I'm going to find. I don't know whether I should go for the most offensive or the least offensive, for the PC brigade, because I think I might do a 2 from each and see what people think. Because personally, I'm not a very
I'm hardly ever on there anyway. This is Eddie likes the limelight.
But Eddie, I like Eddie's humor. I find it very Family Guy. It's funny. It's like it's maybe not socially acceptable, but I find it hilarious. So I think I'm going to bring this up afterwards, and this will be in this episode. So yeah. All right then, guys.
Listen, guys, stay safe. Yeah? Look after yourself. Look after you.
And the guy in the back, bye, the camera guy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Okay, guys, it is shout-out time for Season 4, Episode 13 of The Glove Muscle. Okay, who do we have first? Nick Walker. Right, okay, Nick the Mutant Walker has been on Glove Muscle twice. We had him on as, remember Star Profile, right, at the very beginning of...
Yeah.
Of the season of which we do not speak of, the start of it, season 2. Oh, it was awful, wasn't it? Well, we were finding our feet, and also our eyes, because we were no clue what we were doing. Anyway, right, okay, Nick Walker, yeah, he's been on twice on Global Muscle. Now he made his he won the North Americans last year, and then he did his pro debut on the same prep. He just carried on prepping, and he did the Chicago Pro. Took an absolutely phenomenal 4th place. I'll be honest, he really shocked me at the Chicago Pro because I thought he looked good as a North Americans, but he just really, really stood out for me. I think it was a fantastic pro debut. And look at this. Wow. That for me, you said you don't like his back. You're not keen on it. That is a very impressive shot. That's like a white...
No, I think it was the first time I seen the show. I wasn't too keen on it at first.
Okay. Do you know who that reminds me of a little bit?
Who?
I want to say a white Kai Green. Doesn't it look at the shape? With an even smaller waist. Look at the way, and I mean, he's just at the start of his career as well. The density and the thickness of the lower body, just the kind of the X shape here. It does. It reminds me a little bit of Kai Green, his raidable bicep. Go and have a look at the 2009 Australian or Arnold Classic, and tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, and this kid, he has not stopped. He has not taken his foot off the gas. He's a real hard-working guy, this one. Prepped by Matt Jensen. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you try that yoke thing? I can't stand it.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
No, really? I tried it. I was all over the place with it. I don't know. I'm taller than you, though. Right, what's that? What did he say there? 4, 9, 5, 12 reps. I want this for 20 reps. He wants 5 plates for 20 reps. Fucking hell. Wow. What's the most you've ever squatted? Don't lie. I can tell whether you're lying because your mouth moves. Come on, any time today.
7 Nando's.
I've done 4 plates for 12. That's my best. And he's doing 5 for... Oh, second exercise. So, yeah, the quads are fatigued by then. So, yeah. But the new pictures I'm seeing... I'll tell you why I'm bringing it up. Because it was this picture where I saw the real improvements. This one. This picture here. I mean, that he's taking his physique to the next level. And honestly, it looks like they've done a Photoshop and shrunk his head. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? It does. It does. But there's more going on in this physique now. He's really starting to flourish now. And he's just... I suppose you could say this is his first tiny waist there as well. His waist looks smaller as well. So he's obviously been paying close attention to that. But I think he'll smoke Blessing.
You think?
Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah, he will. He will. In fact...
Blessing's got a bit of a cleaner look.
Do you think?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I think Justin Rodriguez is going to have his hands full with Nick. I really do. I mean, he does translate to the stage. We know that because we've seen him at the Chicago Pro. But this shot here, I mean, that's not the Nick Walker of last year. That's him taking things to another whole new level. So whatever Matt Jansen's doing with his guys, like he did with Sean Clarida, he's getting that kind of, whatever he's doing with his guys at the moment, it is working because they just look phenomenal. Do you think Nick Walker could be a potential Olympia champion?
I was thinking that top 3.
Top 3 Olympia? When?
I'll give it about 2 years.
2 years. He's young, isn't he? He's what, 27 or something?
Yeah, so he's got a lot of room to grow.
I just hope he doesn't injure himself or burn out or. Yeah. He looks quite a smart trainer though. I'm worried about these blocks.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on them.
Yeah, I'm.
The plates or the steps.
Yeah, he looks quite steady there. Sorry.
That platform that is this.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that. Like, you fall off that. You ever see that dumb shit on Instagram where you get guys balancing on balls doing squats and they go arse over tit. So Nick Walker. Wow, I mean, he shocked me last year. Sorry.
Top middle picture.
Okay. Yeah, I'm told. That one.
Yeah.
That one. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It's getting a very... I tell you what, you won't know this guy, but he reminds me of Tom Prince, 2001. That ham drop, where the ham literally starts at his bumhole. And then it just doink. It does. Yeah. If you've got the bumhole ham sweep, ham drop, that's a very, very good thing to attain. So that's the goal, guys.
Is that the scientific term?
That's the layman's term. Okay, guys, our next shout-out is Hidetada Yamagishi. Colin, a bit loud. Headphones, start again. It's a bit loud in my ears, I think. Does that sound right in your headphones?
Oh, that's it. I adjusted the volume for...
Okay. That's better. Yeah, that's better. It was sounding a bit too... Yeah, okay, start again.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, guys, we're going to do the next shout-out for episode 13 of MD Global Muscle, and it is Hidetada Yamagishi. Now, Hide, we had on a few weeks ago with his partner, 10-time Olympia champion Iris Kyle. And the reason I'm giving him a shout-out is because he's got the best pictures and best content from Flex Lewis's Dragon's Lair Las Vegas opening, which was yesterday. The official opening was yesterday, 1 till 4, I think it was. And I think he's done some interviews, I think probably for his YouTube channel. So there he is with, who's that, Kalim? If you don't know, you're fired. If you don't know, you're fired. Flex who?
It says Wheeler.
Okay, so it's definitely not Flex Lewis. No, I see I'm trying to catch you out. Did you hear what Eddie Abbew said? You said Flex Wheeler and he meant to say Flex Lewis and no one corrected him. Well, he's getting senile, ain't he, old Eddie? So we'll give him that one. What do you think of Hide's new beard? Do you think? It's a bit odd, isn't it? Sorry, I'm not dissing him. I love Hide. But let's have a look at some other stuff. Okay, here he is. That's him training. I think this was yesterday. Oh, it's just pictures. I thought it was video. Oh, it's for his new YouTube. Yeah. So he's been filming himself training, which I'd imagine. Oh, look at that design there. Look at the dragon. That is so cool. Wow, what a level up this new gym is for Flex Lewis from the Dragon's Lair in Boca Raton in Florida. So proud of him. I've been messaging Flex and I said, mate, you took a big step up there, going from moving to Las Vegas and up. I mean, this gym is so much bigger and better than the other one, and the other one was fantastic. But there's Flex there in the background. Cool. I've known Flex. I've known since 2003. Yeah, we met in 2003 at the British Finals at the hotel. He came up and introduced himself. Milos. Look at Milos' Bruce Lee shirt. That's cool. Oh, Milos and Hide are actually two of my favourite people in the industry. They're good dudes, man. Is Neil Hill from my neck of the woods? That's a funny little mic, isn't it? Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Tiny little mic. It fits in your pocket. You have to lug any lots of equipment around. It's like a...
lose it as well.
Sorry?
You probably lose it really easily.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't going to lose that one, are you? So Hide obviously been doing stuff for his YouTube channel because Flex invited Sean Ray, Milos, Iris, Hide, Brad Rowe I saw. In fact, let's have a look at this picture here. Our buddy Chris Cormier was there. Sean Roden's been eating a few cookies there. Whoa, Sean, lay off the cookies, mate. Lay off the cookies. You eating too many there, mate. I tell you what, Sean's looking pretty lean. That's the leanest I think I've seen him for years. Look at that. He's got guns are showing there. I mean, that's impressive though, because he's obviously training. He's obviously back training hard. Because he looks real. Honestly, that's the best I've seen Sean Ray looking for years. There's Iris there. Obviously had to pull out of the Olympia right before we interviewed her a few episodes ago. I can't remember the number. There's Flex Wheeler. Wow, what a lineup. Oksana, Laura Lee, Sean Roden. Also, Sean Clarida was there as well. So what if he's got any pictures? No, that's it. Yeah. So I just wanted to give Hide a shout out because he took some nice shots there for the Dragon's Lair opening. So I'll be following up on that once I think Flex Lewis puts some more stuff up on his Instagram because he's been so busy with the opening. We'll do a shout out because we want to support Flex because I think, to be honest, I think his gym now is it's barely open, and I think people are already calling it the new West Coast Mecca of bodybuilding. So yeah, he's doing good things there, and I'm very proud of him. So well, good on you, Flexi. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. And also our friend Milos. We love Milos. Just here's some shots from, because I bet he was loving being at Flex's gym because he's only in California, isn't he? So it's about a 4-hour drive to Vegas. So loads of people made it over. It's so nice to see. I'm glad to see Sean Roden there as well. Yeah, I'm glad to see he hasn't been forgotten about because we know. So there we are. Confessions of number 14. Mr. Olympia told me this is the biggest, hardest, most muscular arm he has ever, emphasis on ever, touched. Great catching up with you, Milos. Two of my favourite people. That's from Dex. That's Mr. Olympia 08. Who's that? Who won the Mr. Olympia in 2008? Come on, you got 5 seconds. What? Oh, you got it. Oh, wow. Okay, you're learning. Yeah, I was. Wow, it's impressive. Wow, this is this is the early days of Milos. God, Milos looks. Wow, that's the 93 Night of Champions. 92. Sorry, 92. Kevin Navrone won that one. That was his second pro one, I think. No, actually, Porter Cottrell beat Kevin Navrone the week before at the Chicago. Chicago. And then Kevin Navrone beat him the week after. Robbie Robinson third. Thierry Pastel. Thierry Pastel was good. I wonder if he speaks English. And I wonder if I could track him down. I'd love to get him on Global Muscle. Ray McNeil, he's dead. Mauro Sani, I think he's dead as well. Pavel Yablanicki, he was awesome. Wow. Ronnie Coleman, 14th place. Look at that. Wow. He's down here with all the bottom tier guys. And it's just amazing to think that 6 years later, Nasser El Sambati didn't even place. Wow. God. Let's see if there's anybody else. Gary Shalmerdine, British guy. Wow. Phil Williams. He was good. Wow, look at this. I love the old school Night of Champions shows. The lineups. Like Eddie Abbew said, he said he was in the 2000, him and JD were in the 2000 Night of Champions, and there was 46 or 48 competitors. Yeah, it's like 3 deep on the stage, and if you weren't a name, sometimes they just didn't even see you. So, what's this? This looks like a good show. What a blast having a chance to chat with Ronnie Coleman on his Nothing But a Podcast yesterday with some handsome dude called Giles Tiger. It was absolutely great. Okay, we'll get off this. Okay. Oh, I've done something here. Right. Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, these are the same pictures that Milos has posted. He's copied them from Hide's. As you know, obviously Hide and Milos, very good friends. Milos used to prep Hide. Oh, this is the reason I got it up. She cried. This post caused a little bit of a... Well, Carleen, read that out.
Looking forward to see Kai Green at this year's Mr. Olympia.
Now, Milos, if there's anyone who shouldn't be clickbaiting, it's you, my friend. So shame on you for putting this up. So, he was...
read the bottom comment.
Milos, we love you, but no one cares. No one cares. You either count angling or you're bigger than Kai. We know disrespect. No, basically, Milos was just saying he would like to see Kai Green come back. And he thinks that because Kai has signed with Redcon and there's talk and Dan Solomon's been to see him, he thinks that Kai might come back. It's a possibility. It's always a possibility. I think he's 46 now, Kai Green. But honestly, I don't think he's going to. He's got enough on. He's doing enough now. Enough other things. Oh, there's Ryan Crowley we just had in this episode. So I'm devastated to find out that my dear friend and athlete Ryan Crowley has just tore his pec. He's in a hospital in Dubai waiting for reattachment surgery. There are many professional blah blah blah. Okay, right, yeah. So he looks pissed off there, doesn't he? Oh, look at that. That's before the proper bruising come in, because literally the whole right side of his body. If you look at Ryan Crowley's. In fact, let's just have a quick look at Ryan Crowley's. I'll show you the. Is it bring it up? Oh, yeah. Here we are. Look at the bruising. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. And that's before it spreads down the side of the body. Here we are. There's another picture. Oh yeah, because people say he's not 300 pounds. He's a big kid, isn't he? Yeah. Let's put some sound on. Come on then, Ryan.
Got some shorts on, nothing else.
Yep. Yeah. You sure you're not got a 20 kilo plate strapped down your pants?
Once I was huge.
He's a big kid, 6'3", and he's weighing three. Well, he says he steps on the scales here, 327 pounds. Come on, then get on the scales. Stop talking. There we are. 23 stone. Wow.
Oh, quick! Make sure I'm not touching anything.
He's funny. I like him. Yeah, he's cool.
Naked.
I don't want to see your arse, mate. Thanks a lot. It's not something I want to see on a Sunday night. Cutler Nutrition. Is he sponsored by Cutler?
Good morning.
Okay, so there you go. Right, okay then. We'll go on to our next shout out. Is Francisco Barrios. I haven't seen Francisco, since I had dinner with him and Patrick Tour. And who else was with us? It was in Las Vegas at the Olympia at the Orleans. Was it 2019? I think it was 2019. Yeah, he's a fantastic amateur, this kid, prepped by Patrick Tour. I just love this kid's physique. Look at that. Look at the condition. Please don't get mad. I promise I'm resting. Just So I mean, look. I mean, I think he's a middleweight or a light heavyweight. But as you can see, he's got a bit of a baby face. He's only a young kid. But look at the condition. He's got a wonderful physique, this kid. There he is. I'm trying to... Oh, my God. He's strong, isn't he? Wow. What's he squatting there? Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates. And this is just probably Taurus quads. Wow. Yeah, he's playing with that. Wow. That's impressive. 5 plates. Proper parallel as well. So, it's all in whatever language he speaks. Well, I clicked on there. Yeah, great quads, great conditioning. I'm just trying to think I know he's competing soon.
Is he Spanish?
I want to say Brazilian. Oh no, is he? I forget where he's from. Where is he from? Yeah, he's done well. He's come very, very close to his pro card several times. Let's see some posing videos. Here we go. Yeah, this was 1.5 weeks out. So, come on. Hit the pose, please. Yeah, great symmetry, great proportions. I think he'll make a great 212. I think he'll make a great 212. Oh, no. Okay, that's not a very interesting video. Okay, what else? I want to see some posing and a bit of information about what his next show is. I imagine he'd probably be going for an amateur Olympic because I know he really wants to win that. Bollocks, it's all in a different language. Buenos Aires. Where's that? Oh, I'm so ignorant. I'm really good at geography.
Spanish? I don't know why.
Buenos Aires. Well, he's from Buenos Aires. So, but I mean, here's a guy who could. I think he maybe. I don't know. Would he be a good classic? I think he'd be a good classic.
No.
No. Why? Quad's too big.
He looks more in between classic and open.
No, he's not open. He's nowhere near big enough for open. I imagine he's probably about 190, 200 pounds maybe, judging by his height and his size. See, look, he's not very tall, so I'm guessing. Well, he'll be a great 212. Goes tattoos. Lovely kid as well. Yeah, we had dinner with him at the Olympia couple of years. Ron Harris was with us as well. I think it was after the first day because he did the amateur Olympia at the Olympia in Vegas, and God, I remember looking at his forearms. He was so dry. Really nice kid. Really nice kid. So there you go. Okay, it's a shame we can't. Maybe I'll find out from Patrick what he's doing because I don't speak Buenos Aires. Oh my God, what an idiot. Right, okay. Okay, let's go to our next shout out. And this is Andrea Presti from Team Stones, Mauro Sassi's guy. One of Mauro Sassi's team. I've been keeping an eye on this guy for a few years now. He's 101,000 followers. Wow. I think he's part of Yamamoto. He's from Italy. Here's a guy a couple of years ago, very, very good condition, fantastic shoulder to waist ratio. Look at that. Oh, he's putting some size on. Yeah, I just want to keep a close eye on this guy because here's a guy. He actually got pretty good placings. He's been top 5 in quite a few pro shows around Europe, and he always gets a good look in. And Yamamoto are pushing him hard. They've been supporting this guy for fantastic looking physique. Yeah, that's a cool looking physique. Good looking dude, like myself. What are you laughing at? No. Okay. Keep an eye on that, mate. I'll go be honest. Right, look at his condition. Wow. Yes. So yeah, he's part of Mauro Sassi's team. And yeah, you need to bring his his arms and his legs up a bit. I like this shot. This shot's cool. Yeah, he needs to bring his arms and legs up, but it looks like he's been doing that. But I just love the guy's shape. I love his X-frame. He's got a very marketable look as well. Yeah, looks great. Looks great. There's Mauro there. Cool old Mauro. Let's have a look at a couple more shots. I want to see some. This was, I want to say, what show was this? This is the Italian 1 point to Olympia. His pro debut, he was second. There you go. 1 point for the Olympia. So he didn't get to the Olympia. It's all Italian. Bugger. But yeah, you can see nice, huge delts, nice narrow shoulders. Narrow shoulders? Wide shoulders, narrow waist. He just needed to thicken out his arms a bit in his front wall bicep. But he got second in his first pro show. So he's coming up fast. He's a guy to watch. A day before the show. Yeah, Mauro gets his guys really dry, really full. So let's have a look at any shots you want to see. Say, Kaleem, say stop.
Ooh, I like,
Oh, I'm not looking at his bum. I don't see a man's naked ass. Thank you very much.
okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. No need for it. Okay, anything you want to see? That's a good one. Look at his quads there. You can see his condition now, how dry he is. Look at that. Yeah, he's got great structure. I like his abs, so nice thick abs. It looks very full and kind of it's bursting. It's fresh, you know. He's definitely one to watch, and I'm eager to know when he's going to be competing next. So let's go back to the top and see if there's any indication of when he's going to be competing next. Obviously, with the pandemic, it's been a bit tricky. Oh, it's all Italian. Okay, he looks good. Looks lean. He's staying lean. I'm guessing he's going to compete soon. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see him at the NPC European or maybe the Arnold in UK in October.
Nice.
Sorry?
That'll be cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, I'd imagine because I think with the travel restrictions, I think it's just easier for these guys to compete in Europe if there are any European pro shows. So okay, we're gonna go to our final shout out, and this is yours, Colleen, and oh, Jet. She was my imaginary girlfriend when I was about 18.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. She was my invisible imaginary girlfriend. So we used to go on lovely dates. We used to walk around the park. We'd go rock skimming. You know, we'd go on long. Oh,
Yeah, that's a bit creepy.
Diane Udell. She was awesome. She was part of the British Gladiators in the mid 90s, and oh my God, I love the Gladiators. I don't recognise these lot though.
They're awesome.
That's Helen Panther. I can't remember the names now. What's her? I don't remember this one. Who's that? I don't remember this one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. I remember her. That was Lightning.
I think so.
That was Lightning. I don't remember this one. Is that the Olympic swimmer?
You don't think so?
I don't remember some of these. I remember Nightshade. She's not in the picture. That's not Nightshade, is it? But Diane Udale. Yeah, there she is. This was... Yeah, she was awesome. She went into... I remember seeing her at one of the British Grand Prix one year. Because do you remember James Crossley, Hunter? Do you remember the young guy, the big guy? He was one of the gladiators. He bet. Ooh, hang on. this. I'll show you Hunter. There's Hunter there. This is Hunter. See that guy there?
Oh, okay.
That's Hunter. He was a good bodybuilder actually. There's Lightning. There's Alex Georgiev. He was Hawk. He's from Wales. I know him. But James Crossley, and they were together. They were I don't know, they were friends or in a relationship, but they were together at the show. So is that James Crossley now? Yes, that's James Crossley now. But Saracen, I liked him. He was the firefighter. But oh man, it sends me back. Who's that? Is that? God, they look different. There's Wolf.
Yeah, I remember him.
I don't remember him. I remember Cobra. That was Cobra. I don't remember this lady here. I don't remember her. But I used to get all G'd up on a Saturday night and watch Gladiators, and then I jabbed my Deccan Sus in my bedroom. I did. I used to be like, I used to get all pumped up from watching Gladiators. But Diane Udell, I don't know what she did afterwards. I'm sure she did something with Kane Leatham a few years ago. I don't know whether she's still involved in TV. But she was awesome. She still looks great, doesn't she? Yeah. She's doing is that some TV work or?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Who's this? Who's that? Oh man, this was my childhood. Yeah, Cobra's looking a bit out of shape. Christ, Cobra. Come on, mate. She's looking after herself nicely.
Oh, wow, they're on a Tauntaun.
Are they together?
Star Wars.
I think, what?
Star Wars.
I want a Tauntaun. Yeah. Oh, I've just clicked on that and there's no point. Okay, yeah. If you've seen Empire Strikes Back, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But, so the American... Do you ever watch the American Gladiators?
I can't remember much of them.
Michael Hearn was in that for years.
Was he?
Michael Hearn, yeah, he was Titan. He was Titan. That's why he's stuck with the name Titan. So she's doing she still looks lovely. Bless her. Oh, wow. So do some stuff for charity there. So, yeah, fantastic. So I think that's a recent one. Well, she's looked after herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see, because she must be, Gladiators around mid-90s.
91.
To a night. I remember watching it in 94. 93, 94.
For a few years.
Because me and my girlfriend at the time used to watch it. Yeah, in my bedroom.
Okay.
Well, we did. So, who's this? Oh, wow. It's Michael Palin. Okay, this isn't going to be very interesting for bodybuilding fans. I'm just going down memory lane here. But, she was every young boy's imaginary girlfriend. So, Jet Loves. So, 11,500 followers. Diane Udale, a.k.a. Gladiators Jet. So, she's an exercise coach and psychotherapist. Well, that's cool. Okay, then. Right, okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're enjoying the split screens we're doing with the two guests on at a time, because we want to try and keep the show fresh. And we'll also be back next week with more retro reviews for the Arnold Classic. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'm back with that next week. And also there'll be part 3 of the Peter McGough and John Hansen, which obviously was the final interview that we ever had with Peter McGough before we sadly lost him a couple of months ago. So, okay, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And, guys, we are out.